Justin Fargas is the best in the nation. He comes in with 2,970 yards as a junior, 34 touchdowns, 4 receiving touchdowns. He's a total package, speed, strength, power, ability. He can do it all.
Justin Fargas first came to Notre Dame High School. He came here for track and field and soccer. As a sophomore, he started to make some noise, and he has been doing it ever since. Every school in the country wanted this guy, and it comes down now to Michigan and USC. He says he will announce at the end of the season. You can stop him at the line, but you can't stop him every time, obviously. 38 touchdowns. Justin Fargas, one of the best in the country. Now, the Alemany Indians, they struggled a bit last year. Just 1 victory the whole season. But they have a game breaker in their backfield, Miguel Fletcher.
Right, Miguel Fletcher is a game breaker. He was the second in the state in the 100 meters. Great all-around athlete, tremendous speed. This guy only had 8 touchdowns last year. Alemany is going to have to improve on that in order to have a winning season. He is what makes Alemany go.
And, of course, Miguel Fletcher has already committed to play college football at USC. Both of these guys were in the state 100 track final last year. Fletcher was second, and Justin Fargas won it. We are set. We're going to come back with a kickoff from Notre Dame High School in Sherman Oaks. It's the Alemany Indians and the Knights from ND. We come back on Fox Sports West 2. It's the game of the week.
Okay, Dr. Pepper. Dr. Pepper. I'm getting Dr. Pepper. Whoa. Oh, yeah. Cool. Ah! Does this look like Diet Pepsi to you?
Right now, get an ice cold 32-ounce Gatorade for 99 cents at AM PM.
With its refined handling and real-time four-wheel drive, the Honda CR-V is such a practical and fun way to get things done that you just might wish you had more to do.
Thousands of forest fires are started by people who never realize what they've done. Some never even set foot in the forest.
Sometimes trouble comes looking for you. And that's when you have to stop. Think. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And find a way to not let it get you. Peace.
High school football on Fox Sports West 2 is brought to you by ARCO and AM/PM, proud title sponsors of the California Interscholastic Federation. Welcome back to the Valley. It still feels like the summer, but there are signs of fall. High school football beginning on Fox Sports West 2. Good to have you along our very first season. Jim Watson along with John Jackson, and tonight, Notre Dame and Alemany. Different look for Alemany than a year ago, and that's good because they only won 1 contest last year. Jim Bonds, the new head coach, a former assistant at St. Francis. Bonds, of course, a former All-CIF quarterback at Hart and played collegiately at UCLA. On the opposite side, a totally different coach because he's been here forever. 18 years for Kevin Rooney at Notre Dame. 114, 72, and 4 career record. Knights, the CIF Division III champions in '94. They lost to Camarillo in the finals last year. Well, we build this one at the top as a matchup of running backs, Justin Fargas and Miguel Fletcher, for a different look on the matchup inside tonight's game. Let's go down to our guy on the chalk, Brian Mitchell.
Thanks, Jim. Well, all eyes are on Fargas and Fletcher tonight, but what you may not know is that these two guys are actually really good friends off the field. In fact, Fargas says he credits Fletcher with helping motivate him to become a better football player. Now, how much better can Fargas really get? Well, what do you say we find out? Let's start off the '97 season. Jim Watson, let's go back upstairs to you.
All right, Brian, thank you very much. Nice job. We are about set. Both teams undefeated at this point. It is week 1 of of the 97 high school football season, and the very first time Fox Sports West 2 has brought it to you live. High school football on the dose. Good to have you along. Notre Dame will kick off to Alemany. Back deep for the Indians. Miguel Fletcher, number 7. I don't know if the ball is going to quite get back there. They talked about Pooch kicking it a little bit. Kicking off for Notre Dame, number 19, Juan Placentia. We're all set. They are on their feet in Sherman Oaks. The high school football season is underway, and just as we expected, this one not going to get all the way back for Alemany. A couple guys fighting over it. Johnny Walker, number 5 for the Indians. A pretty nice return up to the 35, 36-yard line. 11-yard return. That is where they will put it in play. Now the Alemany Indians won just one contest a year ago, but Jim Bonds has come on campus and said, no rebuilding, the future starts now. We're going to put it all together, and it starts with their quarterback, number 14, Casey Clausen, who's just a sophomore. He came over from La Cañada, where he played for his dad as a freshman, 6'3", 184. They like his arm. I asked Jim Bonds, you going to go easy on him to start? He says, nope, we're going to make him throw it down the field right away. Miguel Fletcher is the lone back for Alemany. He should be that way most of the night. Right away, they will go to the air. DeAndre Scott across the 45 out to the 45-yard line. That is a nice play. Take a look at the offense of the Alemany Indians. Mentioned Clausen at quarterback. Take a look at the offensive line. Danny DiPasquale, Paul Valdez, Chad Heslin, Jaime Garza, and Mike Olive. Then there's Fletcher. He's the big name. Chris Mady, DeAndre Scott, Colin Hayashi, and Johnny Walker. A 12-yard gain on that play. The quick out to DeAndre Scott. It's a first down for the Alemany Indians, so right away they're going to open things up, John. Turns and gives to Fletcher in the backfield. He is stacked up, no gain. Good read by Notre Dame. The Notre Dame defense making their presence felt right away. And let's take a look at the Knights defense tonight. It's a good unit, although they just returned 6 guys on both sides of the ball, and just a couple on the defensive side. Travis Johnson, Malaya Talua, call him Big Al tonight, wearing twin 5s on the home blues. Joe Arano. Linebackers, Julian Morel, Ryan Carpetian, Matt Boyd, Casey Kozel. And the defensive secondary, Lito, DeMartinez, Braga, and Fenton. DeMartinez, by the way, is also the quarterback. 2nd down and 10 for Alemany. The sophomore, Clausen. A short drop is flushed out. Gets away from one guy. He's going to have to keep it himself. Does not escape a second tackle. It'll be 3rd down and long.
By number 7, Jay DeMartinez. Number 8, Matt Boyd.
2nd and long.
And number 45, Travis Johnson.
Left lineman the block, so blitzing. The guys are going to come free. It's the quarterback's job to try to make something happen. This time he tries to scramble. Picks up 1. Notre Dame making quick adjustments.
Oh, we talked with Jim Bonds, the head coach at Alemany. He said he likes this kid. He's a sophomore. We talked with Scott Marshall, the offensive coordinator. They say he's a good athlete. He makes good decisions on the field.
I think he's definitely the future. Let's take a look at Jim Bonds. He's definitely the future of this team right now. The present is Miguel Fletcher.
3rd down and 9. They go from the shotgun. Clausen to his left and then back to his right. Throws and almost picked off.
Pass incomplete.
Oh, that was a scary moment right there. Joe Arano had it right in his hands, and he had nothing in front of him but an end zone.
That'll bring up 4th down.
Very scary moment for Alemany. Casey Clausen is going to make his first young mistake as a sophomore. When you're getting pressured, you don't want to just throw it away. He almost threw an interception, which would have been a touchdown. Great pressure once again for Notre Dame. Alemany is going to have to make the adjustments.
Julian Morel, number 4 for Notre Dame on the blitz. Eddie Chicoria. In the kick. Puts his foot into it, his own 35-yard line. A line drive. Picked up at the 11-yard line. A little bit of a wall right there. Oh, this one's going to come back. They got him on a flag, I think, blocking in the back.
I think you're exactly right. We're going to get a clipping penalty. Looks like on number 12, Matt Lutz.
Penalty marker down.
Tony Arredondo for Notre Dame on the return, but that one is going to come back. Clipping penalty, and so Notre Dame will start from deep in their own end.
Not a good way to start for Notre Dame with a penalty on special teams. A lot of times the rule of thumb is if you can't make the block, the legal block, which is in the chest, you most likely let them go and let the returner make a chance on making one guy miss.
All the way back inside the 10-yard line. Yeah, all the way back to the 6-yard line. There's David DeMartinez, the senior quarterback, and of course he also plays free safety for this club. 6'3", 195, good size, good arm.
DeMartinez is a great athlete also. Last year he was a corner. This year he moves to free safety to help be more of the quarterback on the defensive side of the ball.
And John, you'd have to think that playing defense is only going to help him read defenses on the offensive side. We'll see what he does first, and as predicted, they turn and hand to Justin Fargas, who breaks the initial tackle, and then there are 4 red hats knocking him backwards right at the 9-yard line. Take a look at the Notre Dame offense. I already talked about David DeMartinez at quarterback, the other 10 guys on the field. Elia Talua, of course, Dunnigan, Carpetian, Johnson, and Garrett up front. There are not a lot of starters back, but they do have a lot of game experience. Justin Fargas, Sean Kay is the fullback. Arano, Arredondo, and Fenton are the wide receivers. DeMartinez walks him up again. 2nd down and 7, and that is the man, Justin Fargas. 2,970 yards a year ago, and he's got some room. Nice blocking ahead of him, a good alley. He's still on his feet, fighting out to the 26-yard line. And that's the thing about Fargas, it's the second effort that kills you.
You're exactly right. He showed on the first run his toughness as he struggled to get extra 2 or 3, 4 yards. That time there was a nice hole opened up on the right side. You see the counter play. Nice blocks up front. Fargas leads through the hole, and Alemany's going to have to gang tackle. As you see, he already broke 1 tackle there. Alemany, though, has the right idea as far as trying to get a lot of hats to the ball. That's what's going to take tonight.
Justin Fargas found a lot of room behind Craig Johnson, the right guard, and Matt Garrett, the right tackle. And they should stay on that side most of the night. A quick throw, the first of the night. Got wrapped up right away at the 30-yard line. Julian Morel on the catch. Take a look at the Alemany Indians on the defensive side of the ball. And this unit will be tested tonight. Ricardo Garcia, Jaime Garza, Chad Dislin, who goes both ways. Joe Perez and Jim Kahara at the defensive end. Victor Camarillo and Juan Robles, the linebackers for Alemany. Johnny Walker, Deion Scott, Derek Brown, and Colin Hayashi, the defensive backs for the Tribe. 2nd down and 6. DeMartinez changing his formation just a bit. He'll send 3 receivers to the right side, and he turns and gives to Fargas again. Fargas caught early and dropped at the 33-yard line, a short gain to bring up a 3rd down.
Well, Alemany has the right idea on defense to attempt the gang tackle. There's no way to bring this guy down with 1 person. As they run what they call a 5-2 defense, which is going to bring an extra defensive ends up on the line to help stop the run. And also, in talking to Jim Bonds, he's going to assign Derek Brown as a personal spy, per se, on Justin Fargas to try to stop him.
Yeah, Brown's just going to follow him all night long. It's his responsibility, and that's a big job. DeMartinez brings him up. 3rd down and 3, the first big play for the offense. Fake play action, lots of room. He rolls and throws back to his tight end, bobbled in. Are they going to give him the catch? The back judge and the side judge confer, and they say, yeah, that's the catch, and that's a 1st down. Joe Arano on the catch. Pretty good bobbling catch. He slid all the way onto his wallet and still didn't have possession.
Tremendous concentration by Joe Arano.
That's a big play for Notre Dame. They would have had to kick it away instead. A new set of downs at the 44-yard line. Gain of 12 on the play. Of course, Arano also a defensive end for ND. 4 guys on each of these squads will play both ways. That's the nature of high school football. DeMartinez brings him up. The senior takes the snap on a quick count. Looks and nobody there, and he's wrapped up and dropped for the first sack of the night. Put down by Jaime Garza. Well, he had the look, and it just wasn't there. Good coverage. Secondary doing their job.
Right, it's great coverage by Alemany. DeMartinez looks to his left. It looked like the pattern, it was a miscommunication. Either he ran the wrong pattern or he made the wrong read, but he had nobody to throw to. Great pressure by Alemany to come up with the sack.
Jaime Garza, 247, big guy. Gets a little FaceTime right away. It looked like DeMartinez was trying to hit Arredondo, number 5, and broke off his route and was going deep. Quick give to Fargas, and look at him hit the hole. Across midfield, a straight arm, still on his feet, knocked out of bounds, but never down at the 37-yard line.
Justin Fargas once again showing his tremendous strength. He broke 2 or 3 tackles on that run. And this guy is something special.
24-yard pickup, and it is his strength. And watch the straight arm. He used this a lot last year as they try to strip the ball like him, just running over linebackers.
Right, as you see guys just bouncing off of him. That looked like Johnny Walker actually had the clean hit on him. But with Justin Fargas going to take a gang tackle to bring him down. He's too strong and too powerful for one man.
Oh, you just can't hit him high. And again, look at him following his blockers. Fargas inside the 20 to the 19-yard line. Ball pops loose. They're going to whistle it dead right there. Alemany wants it. But no, the official right on the play. Fargas dragged down. Cleats over helmet there and finally gave up the rock, but he was already down. It'll be another first down for Justin Fargas and the Knights of Notre Dame.
Well, so far as predicted, it has been all Justin
19-yard gain.
Fargas.
Sorry, John, go ahead.
But you have to give credit to the offensive line. The offensive line are opening up big holes.
And again, it's that right side. They're running behind Johnson and Garrett. Right guard and the right tackle, and Justin Fargas will be the first guy to give the credit to his offensive line. Last year, he broke the career rushing record here at Notre Dame in his junior year, and he went out and bought each of his offensive linemen a gold chain with their number on it. He's already acting like a pro.
Oh, he definitely is. He's something special. You're seeing tonight, he's something very special to watch.
Ninth play of the drive, and most of them have gone to Fargas. DeMartinez going to take this one upstairs. Aranyo in and out of his hands. They made a tough catch before. That one would have been worth 6 points, and it was much easier.
Right, and that's one that he's not going to forget that one anytime soon.
The big fella, he had it in his hands.
After coming up with a great catch earlier, the play action, as you see, Alemany has the respect of Justin Fargas. Play action, DeMartinez drops back, and a nice touch on this ball as he lays it right over the top. Hit him right in the hands. He should have had that ball.
That's a good toss by DeMartinez, so the big fella owes him one. 10th play of the drive now. Fargas has accounted for 64 of the 75 yards on the opening drive. We kind of expected that. He had 218 against these guys a year ago. Fargas again, and again a lot of room. Runs over a guy at the 10, and it takes 3 to bring him down near the 5-yard line. Another first down. You know, I've seen him run on the track before, and I was impressed. They told me, wait till you see him play football. We're only 8 minutes into this game, and I'm already impressed.
Right, well, it's just a basic power play. As you see, number 55, Eloli Milatulua, if I pronounce that right, was the lead blocker there. It was a nice hole, but Justin Fargas wasn't even contested until about 6 yards down the field. Once again, a Notre Dame offensive line doing a great job.
Already 77 yards for Fargo. Look at that, averaging almost 13 yards a carry. Just stop it. Fargas outside, 6-0 Notre Dame. Oh, that was almost nonchalant. Justin Fargas is something special. Again, that right side, so Kevin Rooney is working the side of Garrett and Johnson. We knew that coming in, but Alemany just couldn't stop him.
Yeah,
overpowering.
Right. You're right, Justin Fargas averaging, as you mentioned, 13 yards a carry on that drive.
Well, that one's going to hurt his average. It was only 6 yards out.
Yeah, it's a tremendous drive by Notre Dame and a great way to start off the season.
And I look down on the Alemany sideline, and I see Jim Bonds walking along and just kind of shaking his head. He's the head coach at Alemany, and this is his first game as a head coach.
Right, well, it can't get any tougher for a first game to face Justin Fargas on your opening game.
Juan Placentia now to add the point after. Quick whistles and some flags, 4:29 to go. And it's already 6-0 Notre Dame. Alemany's supposed to be much improved from last year. Offsides on this play, so they'll move it into the yard-and-a-half line now for Placentia. Alemany just won the one game, but we talked with Bonds, and he said it's going to be a different year.
Right, and talking to Jim Bonds, that's exactly what he said. He said that the one thing he's trying to emphasize is discipline on this team. He said last year they made a lot of mistakes that were just mental mistakes that can be corrected. Nothing to do with talent. Tonight, it looks like Justin Fargas might be overmatching him a little bit.
Juan Placentia, the senior, adds on another point. It's 7-0 Notre Dame. 4:29 to play in the first quarter. We're on campus in Notre Dame in the Valley, Sherman Oaks, on Fox Sports West 2. It's your game of the week. The Knights and Fargas on top already, 7-0.
Can you spot the difference between these two transmission problems? Don't watch, just listen. Bet you can't tell the simple problem from the one that's a real handful. That's why at AAMCO Centers, expert technicians use state-of-the-art diagnostic tools. Fact is, half the cars serviced at AAMCO Centers don't need a new transmission. Come to AAMCO. We can open your eyes. AAMCO, AA-MCO.
Welcome back on Fox Sports West 2, the Arco AM/PM High School Game of the Week. First quarter, Notre Dame on top of Alemany, 7-0. Juan Fletcher set to kick it for the second time tonight. Miguel Fletcher is deep. I don't think he's going to see it all night long. A fair catch called for and made. Chris Beatty right there at the 33-yard line for Alemany. Well, the scoring drive for Notre Dame, very impressive. Remember, they had to start very deep. 11 plays, 93 yards. They ate up 5 minutes and 16 seconds. And, of course, Justin Fargas rang the bell from 5 yards out. That was just impressive. They did most of it over the right side.
Right. Kevin Rooney has to be impressed with that offensive performance. Notre Dame was very strong. But the thing was, Martinez took a lot of pressure off of Fargas by completing a couple passes, a big third down play.
Let's see if Casey Clausen, the sophomore for Alemany, can answer back. They didn't look bad on their first drive. Quick turn and give to Miguel Fletcher. He is stacked up, driven back, and dropped.
Number 45, Travis Johnson.
Travis Johnson, who was a late starter. We didn't have him on until about 10 minutes before kickoff, and he's already getting a quick call.
Right, he might have felt a little threatened by not getting the starting job until late. Made his presence felt right there.
Going to mark this one right back at the line of scrimmage, so Fletcher is already having a little bit of trouble. Johnson, good size, 230. Alemany will have 4 guys in the pattern a lot of times tonight, and that's what they have right now. They go trips left. 2 guys in the slot. Fletcher, the lone setback, as Clausen now shifts back to the shotgun. Notre Dame in a 4-2 right now. Clausen, a couple of steps, looks over the middle, and now going to tuck it away. And here comes the sophomore, diving ahead to the 43-yard line, and Bonds loves it. He thinks the sophomore's got a first down. Showing a little courage there. Look at the kid.
Yeah, 56. Tremendous play by Casey Clausen. 4-receiver offenses. The quarterback has a lot of reads to make. He drops back. As you see, he looks at his read. It's not open. He tucks it and runs, but the impressive thing is he has the ball tucked away, unlike quarterbacks you see in the NFL do these days. And then he goes and puts his nose in for the first down.
Casey Clausen, a transfer from La Cañada, and Jim Bonds says this kid can play, and you'll hear about him in coming years, but he said, we're not going to hold anything back. We think he can handle it all right now. Clausen keeping himself, trying to pick up that first down. They needed just about a half yard. It's going to come down to which foot the official uses to mark it. Very close.
Travis Johnson on the stop for the
I think he got it. They've already switched the marker to 1. He got it. Let's move the chain gang. A first down for Alemany.
When talking to Jim Bonds, these 4-receiver sets, what they try to do is cause a lot of confusion, similar to the old Atlanta Falcon teams. And that's what they try to do, try to spread you out. But the key for him is going to be to try to complete passes. They're going to have to complete passes, and once they do that, then they'll be able to get the ball to Miguel Fletcher.
Again, trips left, 4 guys in the pattern. And again, Fletcher is the lone back. Leonard Heath goes in motion. They turn and they throw on the slant. This ball is caught by Johnny Walker. Walker inside the 30 down to the 27, and the Indians making a little noise. Good throw by Clausen.
Great throw by Casey Clausen. Notre Dame is playing a zone defense. But Casey Clausen is able to read the defense, makes a nice throw to Johnny Walker in the seam.
Well, they sent Leonard Heath in motion to that side. He's the guy on the right side of your screen, and they go inside. Johnny Walker breaks 1 tackle there, and it takes 4 guys to bring him down at the 28, first down and 10 for the Tribe.
That definitely has to get the young sophomore some confidence early in the game.
And Clausen standing a bit taller now behind his center, who also came over from La Cañada. That's Dislin. The inside handoff to DeAndre Scott, cutting back into traffic.
Number 2 is DeAndre Scott.
Another good pickup for Alemany. Well, they're certainly not afraid of Notre Dame, are they?
Well, exactly right. Jim Bonds, along with offensive coordinator Scott Marshall, making some great decisions. Notre Dame obviously came in with the intent to stop Miguel Fletcher, counter DeAndre Scott. Those kind of plays are going to be wide open. They got to use them.
Bonds all the way out Hear the chalk numbers to talk to his sophomore. No hand signals. He just yelled to play to him. Comes down from upstairs, the offensive coordinator for Alemany, Scott Marshall. He said some pretty impressive things about Casey Clausen. We'll get to that in just a second. Clausen now back to the shotgun, and look at the sophomore directing traffic, talking to his guys, taking his time, and really controlling the tempo. 3 steps, a quick out, and a flag. Could be a late hit.
I think that's what we're going to have is a late hit on Notre Dame.
Yeah, Clausen got rid of it. That's going to be the call. He got rid of it, and then he was hit afterwards. Well, Notre Dame maybe a little bit frustrated. Leonard Heath on the catch.
It appears to me as Casey Clausen is gaining confidence by the play. As you see him directing traffic before that play, makes the right read.
Yeah, he doesn't look like a sophomore.
He doesn't look like a sophomore out there. He's playing very poised, very confident.
Scott Marshall, the offensive coordinator for Alemany, we spoke with him during warm-ups tonight, and he said, you know, I don't like to say this, but it's true that Clausen reminds him a little bit of another guy that played high school football here in the Valley and now plays for the Denver Broncos, John Elway.
What a great comparison that is.
He talked about his size, 6'3", 195, his arm, and his maturity. Remember, he's just 16 years old. Very impressive.
First and goal, just to the side, Notre Dame 10-yard line.
First down, just inside the 10-yard line, so Alemany will have to take it all the way in from here. Here's Fletcher on the pitch, dragged down behind. That's a great play, Julian Morrell. Got him by the shirt tail, and you can see Fletcher frustrated because there wasn't a lot more in front of him after that. Good play by Morrell.
Miguel Fletcher has great speed, but Morrell, his assignment as the defensive end is to make sure he turns things back in, and now he got a dose of Miguel Fletcher's speed as he almost turned the corner on him, but a great play to bring him down.
Morrell 16 tackles a year ago, and this is his biggest one so far the '97 season. You can see that Fletcher trying to turn the corner.
Right, it looked like Miguel Fletcher, I think he's a little frustrated he didn't take a little wider angle to get outside of him.
Casey Clausen now. After a 3-yard loss, second down and goal from the 12-yard line. DeAndre Scott in motion. 5 steps and a quick blitz. Javier Quino. That was Carpedian. Ryan Carpedian coming through quickly, and Clausen no chance.
Yeah, Carpedian came through as if nobody touched him. I don't think anybody touched him. Might have been a mix-up on the offensive line to let him get in that fast. He came in untouched and made the sack. And
at the end of the first quarter, the score.
Time runs out on the first quarter on that play, and Clausen a little bit frustrated right now. Comes over with palms up to talk to his coach, Jim Bonds. He'll have a couple minutes to talk about it. We will take a break. When we come back, Notre Dame on top, 7-0 on the game of the week.
Attention! Bring the 407 home. For 11 years, they brought their wit and warmth into our homes every week.
She outranks you. She's got more things on her uniform.
She's got more things in her uniform.
And living in a war zone, they always reminded us how important life was.
There's an even bigger obscenity around here. It's called the war.
Now, to celebrate the 25th anniversary of MASH, you can bring the 407 home with MASH, the Collector's Edition. The first 3 half-hour episodes are just $4.95 with your paid subscription. You'll also receive this great MASH T-shirt with your first order.
We're a hit.
So relive every unforgettable moment with MASH, the Collector's Edition.
Klinger, I want to see you out of that dress tonight.
Never on a first date, sir.
So don't just sit there. Call now and bring the 407 home. The first video includes 3 Dynamite episodes and this MASH T-shirt for just $4.95 with your paid subscription. Call now.
Call 1-800-939-1818.
Tom. Tom. I thought you said you were going for a jog. I got hot. After 3 blocks.
Right now, get an ice cold 32-ounce Gatorade for 99 cents at AM/PM.
So, you, heading home? Honey?
With its refined handling and real-time 4-wheel drive, the Honda CR-V is such a practical and fun way to get things done that you just might wish you had more to do.
Cookie Johnson. As a woman whose life has been touched by HIV and AIDS, I feel it's important for African American women to know AIDS is now one of the leading causes of death in our community. I'm Arlene. I didn't realize I was at risk, so I didn't think about abstinence or protection. The hardest thing about HIV is that I may not be around to see my children grow up. Call to learn how to protect yourself and your family. For their sake and yours, women need to know.
I'm Carl Malone. I play power forward. It's a tough job, but I get plenty of help. I'm also a parent. That can be even a tougher job. And there's no training, no coaching, no playbook to study. So some of us are bound to have problems. That's where Healthy Families of America comes in. They reach out to families from the time babies are born to help them through the rough spots. Because sometimes you need a good coach to be a good parent.
Welcome back to the ARCO AM/PM Game of the Week on campus at Notre Dame High School, Sherman Oaks. And the season's never looked brighter at Notre Dame. The Musco Lighting Company adding some supplemental lights for us tonight. This field looks great right now. First play of the second quarter, ninth play of the drive. Casey Clausen quickly out. The shovel pass inside to DeAndre Scott. He's got a little room. Fargas slips a tackle at the 10, and Scott is in for a touchdown. DeAndre Scott, what a great run, a great shovel pass from Clausen right there. And remember, this kid is just a freshman. Justin Fargas, 34, had him and let him go, and Scott carries it on in.
What a tremendous run by DeAndre Scott.
Eddie Chicoria, a chance to tie the game. He does, and the Alemany Indians are all fired up. We're tied at 7, and Bonds is going nuts on the sideline.
The score, Notre Dame Knights 7, Alemany Indians 7.
And we told you at the top we had a good one. There's some proof of it. We're even at 7. We come back on the Fox Sports West 2 Game of the Week.
It's hard on us, you know.
It's the stop and go.
You never stop.
Traffic can be tough.
It's ridiculous.
You gotta sort of stay on top of it.
It's tough being a cab, but when you get that Chevron with Techron, you know, it helps keep my engine
clean because it's a dirty job. Someone has to do it.
All the help.
No gasoline cleans your engine better than Chevron with Techron. Chevron, simply smarter.
I fantasize about Europe.
The drivers over there are crazy, man.
Is that right?
Oh, yeah.
So, you want to see my Discover Card statement? I am very, very prissy.
What up for shut up?
I love to be pampered. I go have my hair done. I love to go have my nails done, have pedicures, manicures. My biggest weakness would have to be shoes. Cashback bonus award really floats my boat.
How many credit cards make a statement like that?
I am definitely a shopaholic.
It pays to Discover. Use it where you see the Novus sign.
Hey, here's a reminder for you Wednesday on Fox Sports West. Don't miss the behind-the-scenes look inside the NFL on NFL Total Access, followed by Hardcore Football hosted by Ronnie Lott, Tom Brenneman, and Bill Moss. It's NFL coverage like no other network. That's NFL Total Access and Hardcore Football Wednesday at 5 p.m. on Fox Sports West. 7-7. And that's a bit of a surprise. Notre Dame went to the CIF final last year. Alemany won 1 game. This ball going deep. Rod Arzu inside his own 5-yard line, leaps out near the 25. It'll be a first down there for the Knights.
Well, Alemany's
the scoring drive for Alemany. 9 plays, 67 yards, 4.5 minutes. Of course, Scott from Clausen, 18 yards. DeAndre Scott, number 2, just a freshman. That was a pretty nice effort.
Right, you're right, he's just a freshman. Jim Bonds calls him the best athlete, total athlete on the team. He showed it right there. That was an unbelievable run.
Geez, you think he'll come out early? He could. He looked pretty good. The kid can't be more than 14 years old. All right, here we go again. Justin Fargas has got a lot of room on this side. One guy to beat. It's Scott. Deion Scott can't make the tackle. Justin Fargas is gone.
What a tremendous run. As you saw Justin Fargas display his speed. That's the speed that won the 100-meter state championship for him.
75 yards, and only one guy had a shot. That was Dion Scott's.
Tremendous blocking once again by the Notre Dame offensive line.
Look at Fargas shift hands to the ball, and here comes Scott. The only guy who had a shot at him right there, and Fargas sheds him like an old shirt.
Right, Dion Scott it was the only one to have a chance, and Justin Fargas has put on a show already. We're not even to halftime yet.
At 84 yards in the first quarter, he gets 75 on his first carry of the second quarter. Juan Placentia makes it 14-7, so apparently the Knights not happy with Alemany scoring on them. They come right back. Notre Dame on top, 14-7. Justin Fargas going to get a breather, and he'll be back. Second touchdown of the night for him. One play, 75 yards. That took about 20 seconds, which is a lot longer than it took him to win the state 100-meter final up in Sacramento. I was there for that one. Miguel Fletcher was right in his rearview mirror. Finished second in that race. Justin Fargas, a very special athlete. Remember, he came here, he didn't even come here to play football. He showed up, his family moved out from the East Coast, and Kevin Rooney said, I didn't even know this kid was anything special until his sophomore year.
Exactly. When he was a sophomore, he played fullback, so he really didn't get a chance to display the talents that he had. Last year was the first time that he really exploded, per se, on the scene, and he's picked up right where he left off. He's already at about 150 yards tonight.
Kevin Rooney, his 18th season here at Notre Dame. They stuck with him. By his own admission, he says he lost his first 25 league games, but he never found a pink slip in his mailbox. Juan Placentia getting set. I'm not sure what that little ritual is.
No, you know, kickers are a different breed.
Oh, they're weird people, aren't they?
They do things a little differently.
They're whack, most of them. Placentia, his third kickoff of the night, his third pooch. And again, this one short at the 23-yard line. Chris Mady down at the 22-yard line. First down for Alemany. Well, let's see how the Indians respond to that one. Put together a real nice drive there at the end of the first, beginning of the second quarter. Of course, DeAndre Scott going in for the touchdown. That was his older brother, Dion, who had the one shot at Fargas on the last play, 14-7. The Knights of Notre Dame.
Well, this is a really good test for Alemany. It's going to definitely test their character. It's a young team. As we mentioned before, it's a new coach. Situations like this are what makes you a lot stronger in the long run.
Clausen sticks the mouthpiece in and goes to work. He's got Chad Dislin, his center, in front of him. He also came over from La Cañada a year ago. They both wanted to come and play for Jim Bonds. Quick drop and a quick throw out to the side. Pick up just a couple yards out to the 26-yard line. Hayashi.
Once again, the four receiver set causing Notre Dame a little bit of problem. Alemany continues to mix it up. Flanker screen, as this one is. The ball's a little low, otherwise Hayashi might have been able to pick up a few more yards, but that's what they're going to have to do to keep them off balance. But trust me, Jim, they're going to come back to Miguel Fletcher soon.
Yeah, you'd have to guess that Fletcher just was 4 yards in the first quarter rushing. Of course, the Notre Dame defense well aware of Miguel Fletcher. In fact, I was in their locker room just moments before kickoff, and they got his picture up on the wall. Going deep down the sideline. Dion Scott in and out of his hands to the 40-yard line. And that was a perfect chance for payback. Nice toss by Casey Clausen, and you know Dion Scott wants that one back. I don't know if it was tipped. It went right in and out of hands. Touched him right in the mitts.
Right, well, Casey Clausen made a great throw right there. As you saw the touch, he put the ball 40 yards down the field, and it's going to hit Dion right in the hand.
Look at Clausen stand in there and take a hit.
Stands in there, takes a hit beautifully. It hits him right on the money. He just took his eyes off it a little bit. It's going to be important for Dion Scott to come back now. You know, 2 tough plays against him. But that's the one thing about football. You always have a chance to respond and make up for it.
Todd Fenton was the cornerback on the coverage, and even on the replay, couldn't tell if he got a piece of it or not, but Scott will tell you, I'm sure, that he should have caught it. They'll get another chance. 3rd down and 5, trying to get the first down now. The quick inside, in and out of the hands of Walker. So Alemany will have to kick it away. Our first punt of the night. Now 2 drops for Alemany.
And that'll bring up
And you know they're going to have to play a very good game to stay with Notre Dame. I don't think that's any secret. They can't afford mistakes like that. They're going to have to take advantage of those situations.
Right. These are the things that they have to capitalize on, especially, you know, the big play for the touchdown, third downs to keep drives alive. Those are the things that Alemany is going to have to improve on. Those are the things that Jim Bond says was happening last year that they need to improve on this year.
Eddie Chicoria to kick. And back deep is Arredondo. And Fenton. This one will get to neither. It dies at the 40-yard line. A short kick. First down for Notre Dame. We will come back. 10:23 to play in the first half. Notre Dame on top, 14-7. It's the Fox Sports West 2 Game of the Week. Tell your neighbor.
The brand new limited edition Princess Diana postage stamps are now available. The International Collectors Society is offering the only collector set ever issued to commemorate the most elegant lady of our time. Recent Princess Diana auction results indicate that this 9-stamp set will sell out quickly and become one of the most sought-after collectibles of all time. Not available at your local post office, you can only get them through this special television offer. The complete set of 9 different stamps is only $9.95. You'll also receive a numbered certificate of authenticity and protective display holder. But that's not all. When you order, you'll get this beautiful limited edition Princess Diana airmail stamp, an $8 value absolutely free. Remember, you get the complete set of 9 museum-quality legal tender Princess Diana postage stamps, certificate of authenticity, and display holder, all for $9.95. And when you act now, you'll also receive this stunning Princess Diana airmail stamp, an $8 value absolutely free. Call toll-free now.
CIF champions in their division.
Of course, this is just the first Fox Sports West 2 AM/PM ARCO Game of the Week. We will do this for 10 straight regular season weeks and then on into the playoffs next week. Mater Dei and St. John Bosco, a couple of football powerhouses, do battle right here. Fox Sports West 2, Thursday, 7 o'clock. Mater Dei, of course, the mythical national champions from a year ago. They beat Loyola in the D1 final at the Coliseum. That was a great game. I was there for that one. Bosco, great team in the 70s and the 80s, and trying to put it all back together in the 90s. Mike McNair and the Monarchs next week on Fox Sports West 2. We are back in action. A man deep. Rod Arzu, touchdown Notre Dame. They strike again. That was a laser by DeMartinez.
I tell you, the Notre Dame offense not wasting much time. It's 2 drives of 1 play. And Rod Arzu showed tremendous speed. He's also on the Notre Dame track team. He was at least 5-6 yards behind anybody close.
And I'll tell you, when DeMartinez first threw it, I thought it was a little bit too far, but Arzu just kicked in the turbo and ran underneath it. Wow, that's impressive. 1 on the ground and 1 through the air, and they both on first downs. Another 1-play drive for Notre Dame. It's 20-7, so that touchdown by Alemany, I think, woke up both sides of the Notre Dame team. Placentia, I think he missed this one off to the right.
Is no good. And with
so the score will remain 20-7. Took him 10 seconds to score.
Alemany Indians 7.
Well, DeMartinez dropped back, and when he looked up, he had a guy, and it was Arzu all alone. There was nobody near him.
Right, with a play-action fake to Justin Fargas buys him plenty of time to throw. But you see, Arzu is at least 10 yards behind everybody. He showed great speed for the touchdown, and if Notre Dame can do that, they're going to be very tough to beat because teams automatically have to respect Justin Fargas and the things he can do, but if the passing attack starts clicking for them, they're going to be very dangerous.
Yeah, that was the thing last year. They didn't have the passing to balance out Fargas. Now they've got it. Let's go down on the sideline, check in with Brian Mitchell.
Thanks, Jim. Don't let anybody tell you that high school fans don't cheer just as loud as the college fans and pro fans. As you can see, the Notre Dame fans have been standing since the start of the game. They will not sit the entire game. It's been a tradition here for a long time, and of course, they've had quite a bit to cheer about here in the second quarter. Guys, let's go back over to you.
All right, Brian, thank you very much. Of course, these are Catholic kids, so they grew up going to Mass, and don't you stand through most of that anyway?
or on your knees for most of it, at least.
20-7, 10-13 to play. The scoring drive, 59 yards. DeMartinez to Arzu. 1 play, 10 seconds. To call that explosive, I think, would be a little bit redundant. Placentia, how many times this guy kicked off already? Another pooch kick, and again, This one coming down to Mady, and now it gets loose, and that's a fumble right there. Fletcher trying to track it down, and he runs over it and picks it up back at the 7-yard line. I think that's where they're going to mark it. And these are the mistakes that Alemany cannot make. The pressure has been turned up by Notre Dame, and they're going to have to get off the canvas and respond.
But Notre Dame, and they're talking to Kevin Rooney before the game, their special teams are going to try to push the ball away from Miguel Fletcher. And in doing so, Miguel Fletcher, the ball that time was in between both returners. It was sort of, I got it, you take it, the ball bounced, and of course, in high school football and any football, that is a fumble.
Look at that. What was that, 100? I don't know. Well, it's a lot. It's 2 touchdowns.
And it's quick.
You see me kick in that junior college education? I was going to add 2 big numbers. I bailed out. All the way back at the 3-yard line now for Clausen. Well, the sophomore's going to have to grow up in a hurry. He's had a pretty good game, and they're going to need him some more. Miguel Fletcher. He says he gets mad before games. All the way out to the 13-yard line near the first down. Fletcher's got to get going. He's going to need to bust one for these guys, take some of the pressure off Clausen.
Right, well, now that the Alemany passing attack, even though they've had a couple drops, it has been effective the last couple drives. So maybe that'll open things up for Miguel Fletcher. You see that was the most room he's had to run all night. He probably doubled his rushing total in one run.
Timeout for measurement.
We got a timeout so they can bring the chains out and see if this is indeed a first down. Best effort for Miguel Fletcher on the night. And it is a first down.
That's one of those left foot, right foot spots.
Yeah.
You know, if you spot it with the left foot, you don't get it. If you spot it with the right foot, you got it. That was a right foot spot.
Well, Alemany can take anything they can get, they'll take right now. First down at the 13-yard line, a long way to go. This game was tied at 7. DeAndre Scott with an 18-yard catch and go. Casey Clausen, and looked like we were going to have a game, and Notre Dame has come back just 2 offensive plays. He scored 13 points. 75-yard run by Fargas and a 59-yard catch by Ron Arzu. Clausen, man in motion. Fletcher bounces it outside, breaks 1 tackle, breaks a 2nd tackle, off a 3rd man and out to the 26-yard line.
Now we're getting a taste of what Miguel Fletcher can do. 2 consecutive runs to the outside.
And he likes to bounce it outside because he's got that speed. We talked about the speed of Justin Fargas. How about the speed of Miguel Fletcher? These guys have gone head-to-head back at the state track final, the 100-meter final. Fargas in the blue and Fletcher in the red. They went 1-2. Fargas from Notre Dame, the state 100-meter champion. Miguel Fletcher from Alemany finishing 2nd, and Fletcher was actually more excited about it than Fargas was.
Right, well, you see their friendship once again showing after that race. I'm not sure that there was any much friendship before that race or tonight, but after that race you saw the friendship that they had.
Yeah, they like each other. Of course, that race was tainted a bit because Suton McCullough was not in it. Fletcher, and he's a whole different runner on this drive, pounding it out. 33-yard line. Nice 8-yard pickup.
Also went on the stop, number 4, Julian Morrell.
2 outside plays in a row. Now Miguel Fletcher shows us his pure power as he runs over 3 or 4 Notre Dame defenders for a very effective 7-yard gain. It'll bring up 2nd and 3.
Oh, and you take a look at him right there. He's impressive, 195 pounds. And when he was a freshman, his parents wouldn't let him play. They were afraid he was going to get hurt. You can see right now Fargas getting the better of it, but I don't think anybody would pick up 187 yards in a quarter and a half. Look at Fargas, 23 yards a carry and 2 touchdowns. Geez, do something, why don't you?
Well, I tell you, you talk about Fletcher's parents who are worried about him getting hurt. How about the opposing team these days? They have to be worried about Fletcher hurting them.
Got a timeout on the field. Jim Bonds will go out and talk with his offensive unit. 8:09 to go in the half, 20-7 Notre Dame. Now, Justin Fargas scored the first touchdown for Notre Dame, then Alemany came right back and scored. Notre Dame after that scored twice on first plays of drive, 75 yards and 59 yards to lead 20-7. Both of these schools, of course, have turned out some pretty big names in Southern California. You take a look at some of the prominent alumni from ND. And Tim Foley, who played with the Pittsburgh Pirates on the '79 World Championship team, and We Are Family. Blackjack McDowell, Terry Donahue, the former head coach at UCLA, also prepped here at Notre Dame. And the guy at the bottom of the screen, biggest name on the list, Paul Sunderland, a Fox Sports anchor '84 gold medalist, men's volleyball team. There he is. Sunday back in 1950. Oh, it was 1970. 1970. Playing basketball on the left and doing something in a football uniform on the right. Yeah, there's the volleyball. You can see it right there on the right, going up for a roof. Sunday's a great athlete, a very good guy. Now part of the Fox Sports West team. Saw Terry Donahue the other day. He actually lives down by me in Orange County, just walking along the street. Justin Fargas, what a great day he's having. Averaged 23 yards a carry, and he's already scored 2 touchdowns. He had 38 touchdowns last year. That's incredible. 15 games. Still, they didn't win the title. Lost to Camarillo in the CIF final, 23-14. All right, here we go. 2nd down and 3 now for the Alemany Indians. A little inside, trapped it. DeAndre Scott tripped up in the backfield. Loss of a couple yards. Good penetration by the front 4 there.
Well, I think that was the same play that they ran for the touchdown, the counter. And that time Travis Johnson combined with, I think, Joe Arano.
Muriel was there,
combined
Braga
to turn
was
that
there.
thing back in. Otherwise, because we all know what happens if DeAndre Scott gets him in the open field.
Yeah, we've seen that already. He went 18 yards, a little pitch from Clausen and scored. I'll tell you what's impressive about this Notre Dame defense right now. The linebackers in the secondary, they react very quickly. They get up fast. Clausen rolls out. He's got a lot of pressure, throws it over the middle. A dangerous throw, but Clausen just trying to get rid of it. Again, Julian Morel in his face, coming on the blitz.
I think they tried to set up the middle screen that time to Miguel Fletcher. They're trying to get the ball to Miguel in different ways. That time the middle screen, but he got caught up in traffic. He wasn't in an open spot to receive the pass.
Joe McNabb, the defensive coordinator for Notre Dame, putting a lot of pressure on the sophomore Casey Clausen, giving him lots of looks and lots of pressure. Guys in his face so far all night long. Clausen has thrown a couple of good balls that have been dropped. Chicoria into kick, a line drive. It skips, rolls, and they're just going to get away from it. He's going to get good yardage out of this one. This one rolls right down the middle of the fairway and dead at the 18-yard line. Hell, it doesn't seem to matter where Notre Dame starts. They've scored 2 times in a row on their very first play. That punt goes for 54 yards. Well, it's high school football tonight, but of course Major League Baseball on Fox Sports West 2. Wednesday night, the Dodgers go head-to-head against their division rivals, the San Francisco Giants. Fox Sports West 2 will be there, bringing you all the action live, starting at 7:30. The Dodgers and the Giants battling for first in the NL West. Dodgers got beat 2 times in a row by the Braves, trying to put things back together and hold on. Kevin Rooney's off to a good start. The Knights of Notre Dame on top 20-7. We're near the 7-minute mark in the second quarter. Jim Watson along with John Jackson. It's your Arco AM/PM game of the week.
Notre Dame, number 22, Sean Kay.
Of course, lots of help tonight. Helping to illuminate the field, the Musco Lighting Company brought in some supplemental lighting, extra towers on each side of the field, right at the 50, and it does make a difference. We can't just televise one of these from any high school field because they're just too dark for TV. Gobble up the light here with the TV cameras, so we have to bring in the extra stuff, and I'll tell you what, this is beautiful out here tonight. It's like daytime. Quick whistle.
Penalty marker down.
Maybe some movement on the line.
Yeah, I think we have a Alemany offensive lineman jumping Joe Perez, I think, in the interior.
We gonna call him that now, Jumping Joe Perez?
Jumping Joe was offside. That was going to cost him 5, but once again, Jim Bonds, that hasn't caused fits for him. He preached to us before the game how he wants to try to increase the discipline on this team and minimize the mental mistakes, and that's another thing that hurts.
And that's where it starts. You start with the discipline. Guys start to want to play for you, and they know that it's valuable being able to strap on the helmet. After the first quarter, these 2 teams pretty close on the stat sheet. 93 total yards for Notre Dame, 51 for Alemany. Justin Fargas. Good penetration there. 6, Victor Camarillo, the linebacker for Alemany, getting through and tripping up Justin Fargas before he could get going.
First down, Notre Dame.
Still manages to pick up a first down. So that's the good news, bad news for Alemany. Make a nice defensive play, and Justin Fargas still able to get some positive yardage out of it, move the chains. That's going to have to start with those guys right there. They're going to have to stop this Notre Dame offense. 2 drives in a row. Notre Dame scored from long distance on first down. 75-yard run by Fargas and a 59-yard pass. Ron Arzu. That's where we stand right now, 20-7. 5.5 to play in the first half. The fake to Fargas. DeMartinez rolls out, has a man wide open on this side. Todd Fenton makes a break across midfield. Fenton at the 30. Todd Fenton's got a touchdown. 71 yards for Todd Fenton.
And once again, the play calling for Kevin Rooney, outstanding. The play action fake by DeMartinez froze everybody. And Fenton was wide open, made one quick move, and it was straight to the end zone.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, I think Fenton went in motion to the opposite side and then just drove back against traffic. DeMartinez, a great ball fake to Fargas. Rolled out, had him wide open, just had to deliver the rock, and then Fenton did the rest. A good cutback, right at midfield, and then he outran everybody into the end zone. 26-7. Notre Dame on top, and here comes Juan Placentia again. Missed his last one. Much better effort that time. He's through. 27-7 Notre Dame as we take a second look back at this one. There was just nobody there.
Right, well, as we talked about, it all started with a great play action fake. I see the whole Alemany defense was fooled by the fake. And once Fenton got in the open field and saw the end zone, there was no stopping him.
We'll take a break. Todd Fenton, 71 yards for the touchdown. 27-7 Notre Dame on the Fox Sports West 2 Game of the Week.
You have the right to remain silent. You have the right to an attorney. This telecast is the property of Fox Sports Net, its affiliate, and Major League Baseball. Any rebroadcast without the express written consent of Fox and Major League Baseball is strictly prohibited. Do you understand these rights?
It's a little early for pen and paper.
The Dodgers Hideo Nomo is a force of nature on Fox Sports West 2. Home team's Fox attitude.
If you didn't watch Extra Sports Live this morning, you missed.
Gina, go ahead. I want to get a shot of this actual, the handoff of the
count it.
The handoff of the money.
They're waving.
And we have a new total.
Look at that.
Wow.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to point out that this is
all
illegal.
Monopoly money.
This is illegal. He should go to jail for this and should be...
Extra Sports Live, weekday mornings from 6 to 9 on Fox Sports West 2.
Are you going to bring out TV cameras and extra lights? You're going to find some celebrities. Antonio Fargas, well, they super him there as Justin's father, but you might remember him a long way back on a show called Starsky and Hutch. He was Huggy Bear. He was the informant for the two cops. Antonio Fargas, Huggy Bear, but now, as you see, he's Justin's dad. Still involved in a lot of projects around town. Again, the pooch kick, and again, causing a little bit of trouble. Walker with the catch at the 33-yard line.
You know, it's funny, when we talked to Justin earlier, people always alluded to him as Antonio Fargas' son.
Yeah.
But now that he's becoming a little more, more popular, becoming known, now he's going to become, Antonio Fargas will become Justin Fargas' father. So that'll be the difference for him now.
Well, Justin Fargas quickly becoming the bigger name in this town. Everybody knows about him. It's taken just 2.5 years when he walked on campus. Kevin Rooney and his staff didn't even think he was anything special. Now they know he is. Clausen on first down. He's got some pressure backside. Throws it up, has a man deflected away and almost intercepted. That was Todd Fenton again.
For number 21,
Well, in high school, we see players play both ways, and Todd Fenton had a chance to catch a touchdown on one play and come back and make an interception on the next. Casey Clausen makes the right read, but Fenton makes a great play as he comes over the top and knocks that ball away because he had a seam to get the ball in there.
Yep. It was a good toss against what turned out to be triple coverage by the time the ball arrived.
Terrible
And again, good pressure by Julian Morel, number 4, the weak side linebacker there for Notre Dame. He was in quickly. Clausen now has missed on his last 4 passes. Confusion and problems in the backfield. That snap went almost directly to Miguel Fletcher, and he and Clausen wrestled with the pig for just a second until the defensive line arrived.
Well, it looked like it was going to be a type of draw. The only problem is the linemen have to fan the guys away from where the ball carrier is going.
Let's go.
Miguel Fletcher had no chance on that play.
You get a look inside the face mask of Casey Clausen, talking to his head coach, Jim Bonds, who His mood has changed considerably since DeAndre Scott went 18 yards to tie this game on the first play of the second quarter. Alemany needs something to start the Jets again. 4 guys in the pattern. Fletcher in the backfield. Casey Clausen in the shotgun. 3rd down and 3. Ball at the 30-yard line. Clausen rolls to the left side. Steps around. Muriel going to try to pick it up on his own. Dives forward. Excuse me, that's just back to the original line of scrimmage. That's just to the 35-yard line. It was 3rd down and 13. I hadn't looked far enough downfield. My bad. It's the first game of the year. I'll get better.
It is the first game.
4th down, they'll kick it away.
Yeah, very conservative call by Jim Bonds there. I thought that he would try to throw the ball downfield. But in games like this, you want to make sure you try to keep your team's confidence. Maybe he thought 3rd and 13 might have been an opportunity to throw an interception, so he runs the quarterback sweep and is willing to punt it away.
Fenton and Arredondo are back. Nice kick. Fenton now is 17. Weaves in, weaves out. Spins against the sideline and drops at the 27-yard line. 3:42 to play in the first half, and at the break, first we'll look back at some of the highlights and stats of the first half. A close-up look at Justin Fargas. We said he's one of the best in the country. Some guys say he is the best. Everybody wants him. We'll talk with Stevie Connolly, the principal here at Notre Dame High School. 50 years, and for the first time ever, they have a female principal. He talks not only about athletics, but academics on campus. Notre Dame. They call it a prep school, not a high school. There's a difference. 27-7. DeMartinez hands to Justin Fargas. He's trying to add on to it. Fargas bounces outside, breaks the tackle at the 35. Out to the 44-yard line. And every time Justin Fargas touches the ball, everybody holds their breath.
It's excitement every run. And every run, he seems to at least make the first man miss, which is so impressive. It's hard to teach tailbacks that.
When he popped it outside the hash marks, you could hear all the schoolgirls scream. It was like the Hanson brothers were on campus.
I think you heard some of the Alemany coaches scream, too, because he thought he might have broke another one.
No doubt. Clock is running now, 3:15. Ball at the 44-yard line. It's Notre Dame offense is, they can grind it out and go 90 yards, and they can strike quickly. Fargas still in the backfield.
You know, one thing that Coach Kevin Rooney stresses to the offense is try to get Justin Fargas the ball as deep in the backfield as possible. What that does is 2 things. It gives the running back a chance to see what is going on. It also gives him a chance to let his blocks develop.
Well, let's see, I can do the math there. What's that, 17.3 a carry, right?
That's impressive. He shoot every time he touches the ball, he's in the threat of lowering his average.
Well, Derek Brown and Jim Kahara wrapped him up on that last one for no gain. 2nd down and 10. DeMartinez, the swing pass to Fargas. He scored 4 touchdowns out of the backfield on passes last year and running over guys out of bounds and a flag. I didn't see it, John. You see what happened over there?
I think Fargas might have a late hit. Yeah, it's going to be a late hit.
Personal foul. Look at the 6-pack on that guy with the shirt rolled up.
Well, this is going to be a screen. They're just trying different ways to get him the ball in the open field. But look at the running style. He's in a nice forward crouch position, and he runs so strong that I think that Alemany, that was sort of a weak late hit call, but it was called over there.
Yeah, he was already out of bounds, and somebody reached and tripped him.
Timeout, Alemany.
And Alemany's going to get a timeout.
It almost looks as if he tripped over somebody over there on the sideline as opposed to getting hit.
Drew Cassani and Kevin Rooney come out to talk to their units. We'll take a timeout. 2:26 to play. We come back on campus at Notre Dame in Sherman Oaks. 27-7 the Knights on the game of the week.
There are 2 great baseball teams in Southern California, the Anaheim Angels and the Los Angeles Dodgers. Now, there are 2 great channels on your cable system to watch them in action, Fox Sports West and Fox Sports West 2. The Angels are slugging it out with the best in the American League West, and you can watch them on Fox Sports West. The Blue Crews looking to put the heat on the competition, and watch them on Fox Sports West 2. 2 great home teams, and now 2 sources of Fox attitude, Fox Sports West and Fox Sports West 2.
Have you been checking this guy out, man?
That's his 7th strike in a row.
Hey, what are you in a league or something?
Yeah, Pac-10.
The Trojans take on the Cougars Saturday, September 13th at the LA Coliseum. Trojan football. Come see what you're missing.
Hey, Spartacus, I told you. You gotta wear the shoes.
Back on campus at Notre Dame High School in Sherman Oaks. It's the Arco AM/PM high school game of the week on Fox Sports West 2. Jim Watson along with John Jackson. Good to have you with us. We'll do this every Thursday night live. 10 weeks of the regular season on into the playoffs and all the way to the CIF final. 34 touchdowns on the ground and 4 more through the air last year. DeMartinez keeps it himself on first down. Clock running at 2:18 to play in the first half. It was close for a while. It was 7-7 early in the second quarter. 20 points for Notre Dame.
Number 44.
Scored twice on first plays from way out.
Right, and all the touchdowns came in a very short span of time. 3 touchdowns within 2 minutes.
Well, even Fenton's was on. Fenton's was 7 today. Scored 75, 59, and 71. Fargas blasting off the right side. A good tackle from behind. Jaime Garza, 69. The big fella getting outside.
Yeah, Jaime Garza's made a couple nice plays. He already has a sack in the game.
And Notre Dame going to call a timeout again. So Kevin Rooney has a 20-point lead, but he wants to get a little bit more. 1:39 to go. He hands the headset to his assistant, takes a stroll out. Always worry about the hair. Like when the TV cameras, always worry about the coif.
That's becoming a head coaching trend, huh? The hair situation.
Well, when you're around 18 years, you know what's going on. Of course, as I mentioned, we're going to do this all year long. Next week, 2 football powerhouses battle Thursday, Mater Dei and St. John Bosco. A couple of the old Catholic schools. Of course, these brought to you by CIF and Arco AM/PM. Appreciate all their help as well. We did this through the basketball season and the baseball season. We're at the state final at the Pond for hoops. And, of course, you and Billy Mack got to do the baseball final at the Big A, right?
Right. I got a chance to see Esperanza.
Mike Kern's program. Title. Yeah, Mike Kern's got a great program down there at Esperanza High School. Let's take a look at Kevin Rooney. DeMartinez, the quarterback, number 7, and Justin Fargas, 34. Well, what do you think so far? You've seen Justin Fargas play for the first time. I saw him run track. He won the state 100-meter final up in Sacto, and he was fast, but he's also pretty strong.
Right. Well, the thing that really impressed me the most about him, as you mentioned, he's a great track athlete. And most track athletes, the stereotype is they're not tough, but he's shown nothing but toughness tonight. He's broke tackle after tackle and made some very impressive runs. Give credit to his offensive line. They've opened up some holes, but he's done a lot of it on his own.
He talked about when he was a sophomore here, and he was maybe a little tentative, but they had a drill in practice where you get in a circle and pretty much get beat up by guys bigger than you, and he said that removed all of his fear. It just started things for him. 2 backs behind DeMartinez. Quick step and a quick throw. Out in the right flats, Tony Arredondo. Quick pickup there. Clock stops, 1:34. That's a first down for the Knights.
Well, we're getting a chance to see the big change in the Notre Dame offense this year. They're able to throw the ball. DeMartinez, a little 5-yard hitch, which is a nice play, but he's thrown the ball very effectively, too. I mean, Justin Fargas, of course, is the focal point of the offense, but DeMartinez has done his job very well tonight.
I was going to say, let's go back to Fargas, weaving his way through the secondary, and Justin Fargas would have scored, except he just fell off his feet. Down at the 1-yard line. That's a tough angle for us from here, but I think it's right about the 1. First down. 2-yard line is where they're going to mark it. Fargas knows he almost had his 3rd touchdown.
Right. The job is getting tougher for the Alemany defense. They were caught in the catch-22. They have to try to stop Justin Fargas, obviously, but when they do that, DeMartinez will throw right over him. So it's been a very complete offensive performance by Notre Dame.
Sean Kay is in at fullback, but they go to Justin Fargas, bounces off the tackle and into the end zone. He's got 3 scores tonight. This thing's getting out of hand. 51 seconds to play in the half, and it's 33-7. He's just so tough to stop, and he's got a great offensive line. Again, they go over that right side. Johnson and Garrett, the guard and the tackle on the right side, they've been doing the job all night long.
Well, Craig Johnson, it's 6'1", 240, is a 3-year starter in the Notre Dame program, and so he's very experienced, and obviously when they get a crunch, they're going to go right over him.
Fargas, like he did the last 3 years, spent the offseason in the weight room, that and track. Defensive coordinator for Notre Dame, Joe McNabb, is also the head track coach here, and so he makes sure the guys get year-round conditioning. They're going to go for 2. Remember that they missed an extra point earlier. Try and tack on a deuce here. Fargas, left side. No, DeMartinez keeps it, and it's knocked away. Incomplete. Jim Kohara, the defensive end, getting up in the face of DeMartinez, able to knock that one away. Take a look at this touchdown again. Fargas from 2 yards out.
Right, well, there's only a 2-yard gain, but he has still one tackle to slip there, number 44.
Robles.
Juan Robles, yeah, so that was probably one of his easiest runs of the night.
Yeah, I don't know, John, have you remembered one time tonight that Fargas went down on a quick hit?
No, he's that's the one thing that they told us in the opening, that he's very elusive, able to break the first tackle, at least the first tackle, and that's what he's done tonight.
Well, Notre Dame on 5 touchdowns tonight. 3 times they've scored from their own side of the 50, and the other 2 times long drives. That the second of those. 8 plays, 72 yards, and 251. Yeah, they are ranked 8th in the state, Notre Dame is, coming into this one, and Rooney says, I don't know about that, but coaches always talk that way early in the season. This is a very good football team, and not to take anything away from Alemany, but they're just dominating all facets tonight. I don't really see a weakness in their game, maybe as the season develops a little bit.
Right, well, the weakness was supposed to be with the defense. They only had 2 returning starters on defense, but they've held up, except for the nice counterplay that Alemany ran, they've held up nicely tonight.
Well, there's that weird deal that Juan Placentia insists on going through every time, but if your kicker puts it through the towers, you let him do whatever he wants. Fletcher at the 30, takes it right up the gut, down at the 29-yard line.
Travis Johnson.
I don't know, maybe at halftime we can talk to Mitchell and he can go over and ask Placentia what the heck's up with that.
And of all things, a push-up,
like kickers are worried about their physique.
Right, I could understand if he was, maybe stretching his leg out or a couple squats before he kicks, but push-up, maybe that's a lack of confidence in your cover team. You might as well make a tackle.
45 seconds to go. Let's see if Jim Bonds and Alemany decide to try and get one up on the board. Clausen looks around. 3 guys in the pattern this time. And I was just going to say, where's the 4th guy? Trotting in off the sideline is Derek Brown. The lineup is a left flanker, Fletcher. He's the lone back. Clausen turns, gives to Miguel Fletcher. Outside, breaks 2 tackles, breaks the 3rd after the 48-yard line. And really got to give a tip of the cap to Miguel Fletcher. They're down 26 points. There's 35 seconds to go in the half. And this guy's breaking tackles.
He does. He comes out running hard, and he's had it like this last year. Last year they had a disappointing year. Of course, this year they have higher hopes. It's not looking for him too good tonight against Notre Dame, but he's still running hard, and that's what's very impressive about this man.
48-yard line, it's a first down, 31 seconds, clock is running. Alemany doesn't look to be in a real hurry. Let's see if the sophomore recognizes his lack of time right here. 20 seconds. His dad's a coach, so he knows the game. Again to Miguel Fletcher. Again, he's forced to go outside, and Uriel was there again.
In on the stop for the Knights, number 56, Ryan Carpedian.
Carpedian was there also.
8,
now, Rudy's got to be happy. We know he's happy with the offense. He's got to be happy with the defense, too. That was the question mark.
Right, that was his main concern. And, of course, with the new coaching staff of Alemany, Kevin Rooney was concerned of not knowing anything about him. They come in to tonight without being able to really game plan anything because they've never seen what Jim Bonds and Alemany was going to bring to the table, except for Miguel Fletcher.
Right.
And I think that was the one focus tonight, of course, to try to stop him, but they've adjusted well to the 4-receiver set.
We had a chance to talk with Kevin Rooney a couple of minutes right before kickoff. The team was stretching out. We asked him about last week's practice and all that. And he said, it wasn't great. We had a scrimmage last week. It was hot here in the valley. Temperatures triple digits. He said after 60 plays, these guys were all sucking wind, and so we just decided to pretty much call it a day at that point. Alemany out of timeouts right now.
Well, I think that, coaches are a lot of times early in the year very
critical.
Very critical. So I've learned, I don't think I played for many years, and I can't remember having too many good practices. All of them could have been better.
That's Bonds right there, the head coach for Alemany. His first game as a head coach. He knew what he was up against. He wasn't trying to put frosting on it for us. He said we hope to stay with these guys tonight. And again, it's not to take anything away from his club, but Notre Dame is ranked 8th in the state, and he's starting to put that program back together at Alemany. It's going to take a little time.
Right, and the interesting note when he was talking about putting the program back together at Alemany, he didn't want to hear about rebuilding. He wanted it done now. He wanted the players to play now. He felt that the seniors only have one chance at this, high school football, and he doesn't believe in the rebuilding system, although that's his long-term goal is to, of course, rebuild the program. But he wants these guys to play well and play well now, more or less for the seniors of his team.
Potts played high school football at Harts, and then, of course, went on to UCLA. He was there at the same time Tommy Maddox was on campus in Westwood. All right, 9 seconds to play in the first half. Alemany trying to pull in some of the slack in the rug. Muriel, an outside rush, trying to get to Clausen. Deep over the middle, tipped and picked off. It's Fenton. Fenton across the 40 to midfield. Miguel Fletcher takes him out at the 45. 3 Bengals on the board to finish the half. And that was the only thing that Alemany hadn't done. They hadn't had a turnover, and now they got that as well.
Right.
And, in defense of Clausen, he threw into some coverage there, but he was almost forced to with time running out.
Right, well, with Casey Potts, you can't really blame him for that interception. Time running out at the end of the second half and trying to make something happen. He'll just take it into halftime and try to come out and do better in the second half.
Well, it was close for a while. It was 7-0 Notre Dame as Fargas scored, of course, and then Alemany came right back. DeAndre Scott with an 18-yard touchdown to make it 7-7. I thought we had a game, and then Notre Dame came right back and scored as Fargas and the offense just lit it up. Brian Mitchell is down with Kevin Rooney. Let's go to him now. Go ahead, guys.
Coach, a bit of a sluggish start there in the first half, but you guys sure kicked it into high gear in the second quarter.
We were lucky to get some big plays. We had Justin broke that long one after they tied the game, and then we got a couple long ones on passes, and that's why we're ahead right now.
Talk about Justin. He seems to have picked up just where he left off last year. A big first half for you guys.
Justin's a great player, and I think we're doing a pretty good job of blocking for him. And the wide receivers are doing some good things. Our quarterback's done some good things. So we're real pleased with the way it's going in the first half.
Thanks, Coach, and good luck second half. All right, we're at halftime here. Notre Dame leads it 33-7. We'll be back with more in just a moment. Stay tuned.
With its refined handling and real-time four-wheel drive, the Honda CR-V is such a practical and fun way to get things done that you just might wish you had more to do.
When Cooper Tire asked me to be their spokesman, I wanted to make sure it was a good match. So I took a tour of one of their factories. I found out that Cooper's been around since 1914, a time of grassroots values that still drive the company today. Hard-working folks dedicated to their craft. My kind of people, always striving to be the best. What better match? Cooper Tire. Drive on.
It's time for Bernie Williams to get into the batter's box and face a rock-hard ball coming at him from just 60 feet 6 inches away. Battling sinkers, sliders, curves, knucklers, changeups, forkballs, fastballs, and the occasional brushback. But Bernie doesn't sweat it. Hey, he's got a whole 1/10 of a second to react.
Hi, I'm Mike Piazza. As a baseball player and especially a catcher, I know all about the importance of helmet safety. Every year in America, 400,000 kids are treated for bicycle-related injuries in emergency rooms like this one at Children's Hospital, Los Angeles. Please, don't let your child be one of them. Make sure when you and your kids are out there riding bikes that you all are wearing an approved bicycle helmet. If you're 18 or younger, it's the law.
Back on campus, Notre Dame High School in Sherman Oaks, the Fox Sports West 2 ARCO AM/PM High School Game of the Week. And we will do this all through the regular season live on Thursday nights all over Southern California. Next week, Mater Dei and St. John Bosco. Well, the story tonight and the story coming in, of course, Justin Fargas, already 197 yards on 14 carries. He's averaging over 14 yards a try. He's got 3 touchdowns, and Notre Dame on top 33-7. Earlier, Allison Seaton, Fox Sports West 2, had a chance to come on campus and talk with the prep playmaker, Justin Fargas.
create the perfect high school running back, what qualities would be most important? Justin Fargas of Notre Dame High School has all these attributes and much more. Last season, he rushed for 2,965 yards and scored 34 touchdowns for the Knights. In June, Fargas won the state 100-meter championship in Sacramento. And besides all his physical abilities, he has some family history behind him. Fargas's father, Antonio, was Huggy Bear on the hit TV series Starsky and Hutch. It's hard enough growing up in the shadow of a celebrity parent, especially one as lovable as Huggy Bear. But here at Notre Dame High School, Justin has managed to create an identity of his own. And now Antonio Fargas isn't known as Huggy Bear anymore. Instead, he's Justin Fargas' dad.
It's really exciting to see, you know, him make the name of Fargas his own and take it on and hopefully pass it on. So I'm just proud to be his dad and proud to see, you know, what he's done with the gifts that were given him.
People, you know, recognize me sometimes, you know, and I just, it's shocking. I'm like, you know, how do you know me, you know? And this thing, I mean, that's what football has done, I mean, just so far.
And with all this talent, the recruiting battle is on to obtain the services of Justin Fargas at the next level.
I try to give him my perspective, and he respects my opinion, but at the same time, he knows it's got to be his decision. He has some wonderful schools who, you know, who would like him to come and get an education and play football.
It's nice to see that there's rewards for, you know, hard work and everything.
A tenacious work ethic is what really distinguishes Justin Fargas from all the rest. And it's fueled by a desire to improve as a running back each and every day.
Yeah, I think there's a mindset to be a running back, to be a strong running back who's going to break tackles, who's going to, I mean, I try to score a touchdown on every play, and then when I see a defender, I'm not, you know, I'm not even thinking about him, I'm thinking about the end zone.
In a season when all eyes will be on what Justin Fargas accomplishes, he has set his sights on a team goal that eluded the Knights last year when they barely lost to Camarillo in the Division III final.
We're a real, like, close team right now, and we all have our focus. We're focusing on our goal to get back to the championship and win it.
You see the weapon. Suspect is firing.
A dangerous suspect tries to escape, and a deadly game of cat and mouse begins.
Suspect running west.
These are dangerous pursuits. Now, for the first time, Keen World Direct and Sky Action Video bring you this dramatic footage of real-life high-speed chases as they're seen from the sky above. Dangerous Pursuits is available only through this special television offer. Dangerous Pursuits will keep you on the edge of your seat. Satisfaction guaranteed. Call this toll-free number now to get Dangerous Pursuits for just $19.95. Order now with your credit card, and you'll also receive Dangerous Rescues absolutely free. That's right. Both adrenaline-pumping programs are yours for only $19.95. This incredible television offer is not available in stores, so call now.
For rush delivery, get your credit card ready and call 1-800-542-3553. That's 1-800-542-3553, or send your check or money order to the address on your screen. Call now.
When there's action on the beach, the lifeguards call for the action heroes.
Physical training is certainly important.
Shoot, I'm a great swimmer.
But you need to have good equipment as well.
Yeah, Ford Rangers.
One of the best pieces of equipment we have.
I like working with the most handsome men in the world.
I really love the Ford Rangers.
They look good. They make us look good.
But right now, I gotta watch the water.
These Ford Rangers come in, they get me there quicker than anything else.
They're really cool.
W1 by Raymond Weil. The cutting edge in time. Time for the next generation. W1 by Raymond Weil.
Life. Equals sport.
It's here. It's hot. It's pennant fever. The boys in blue battle the Bayhounds in the race to the top. Dodgers Giants. Wednesday at 7:30 on Fox Sports West 2. They're bigger, faster, stronger than ever. And when school pride is on the line, these kids settle it on the field. It's the Arco AM/PM High School Football Game of the Week. Next Thursday, Mater Dei battles St. John Bosco at 7.
Welcome back to Notre Dame High School in Sherman Oaks. It's the Fox Sports West 2 Game of the Week, our very first Game of the Week this year. And, of course, we'll go 10 weeks here in the regular season and continue on through the playoffs all the way to the CIF championships. A bit earlier today, we had a chance to sit down and talk with the principal of Notre Dame High School, Stevie Connolly. Well, it's been 50 years since they opened the doors at Notre Dame High School, and you are the first female principal. Is that correct?
That's right.
Talk about the tradition of this school and what you're going to try to keep up.
Okay, Notre Dame has a tradition. It's a Holy Cross Brothers tradition of our mission and heritage. We believe in educating the heart as well as the mind, and I think we do a very good job of it here. We're a Catholic high school of 1,100 students.
And as I remember, I've been around high school football at least for 5 or 6 years now. Kids want to come to this school because of the sports, but there's another reason that this school is here, and it's really the main reason. It's academics. You guys are very strong in that department as well, right?
Right. I like to think that they want to come here for the values and the Catholic education, and the fact that we are excellent in academics is a byproduct of a community of supportive parents, teachers, administrators, and students, all of us working together for a common goal.
1,100 students on campus. I would think that most of them are coming here because they're already looking for a 4-year school down the road.
That's correct. We're college prep.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about the football team because that's the reason we're here tonight. Obviously, Justin Fargas is the big name on campus. You guys went all the way to the CIF finals last year. What about the notoriety that the football team has brought to campus? People now really know this name, don't they?
They do indeed. We get a lot of newspaper coverage because of it, but I think we all know Notre Dame is much more than just a great football team. It's because our kids work so hard and work together that makes them so good. We have an incredible coaching staff, and they teach the boys more than how to play football, but they teach them dedication, sportsmanship, and perseverance, and that's how come we're good.
Stevie Connolly, the principal here at Notre Dame High School. Actually, her name is Stephanie. I got to say that at least once tonight. She was an administrator here last year, a vice principal, and now takes over. Next week, of course, Mater Dei and St. John Bosco here on the Arco AM/PM Fox Sports West 2 Game of the Week. And Mater Dei, the mythical national champions. Bruce Rollinson and the Monarchs beat Loyola in the D1 final last year, and USA Today named them the best team in the country. St. John Bosco trying to put things back together. Down at Mater Dei, they got a running back with Popeye forearms named Mike McNair. Here's a closer look.
Please join the band and cheerleaders and athletics.
Mike McNair is a rugged 6'2", 230-pound running back who suits up for the defending national champion Mater Dei Monarchs. McNair's muscle-bound stature belies his sprinter's speed. He has clocked a 4.440 and blazed to a hand time 10.4 in the 100 meters. Last season, McNair bulldozed his way for 1,269 yards and 18 touchdowns.
Okay, Dr. Pepper. Dr. Pepper. I'm getting Dr. Pepper. Whoa. Oh, yeah. Cool. Does this look like Diet Pepsi to you?
Right now, get an ice cold 32-ounce Gatorade for 99 cents at AM/PM.
With its refined handling and real-time four-wheel drive, the Honda CR-V is such a practical and fun way to get things done that you just might wish you had more to do.
This is weird.
It's great, but it's weird.
It takes so little to save our rivers and oceans for future generations. If we use less toxic household cleaners, we protect a little. Fewer lawn care chemicals, a little more. And recycling used motor oil gains us so much. In fact, there are many things we can do in our everyday lives that can help stop water pollution forever. Clean water. If we all do a little, we can do a lot. Brought to you by the Natural Resources Defense Council and the Ad Councils of the U.S. and Japan.
It's people who like tomorrow more than yesterday. People who like hard questions better than easy answers. People connecting arts with engineering, physics with philosophy. People who dream in 100 languages. It's in the middle of a city that's the test pattern for the future. At the heart of a new world called the Pacific Rim. It's a place that works like the next century is already here. Good place to be if you're going that way.
Good to have you back in the Valley. We're at Notre Dame High School in Sherman Oaks, and the Knights on top of the Alemany Indians 33-7 at the break. Well, it was close for a while. In fact, it was 7-0 Notre Dame, and then Alemany came right back. And behind a sophomore quarterback, Casey Clausen, they drive all the way down the field, and from 18 yards out, the little shovel pass to the freshman, DeAndre Scott, who made some good moves and got in the end zone.
Right, he did. He made a very nice move. He showed his speed. As we mentioned before, he's a great athlete. That made it a tie score, and we thought we had the game at that point.
Yeah, it was 7-7, and one of the tackles he broke was this guy, Justin Fargas, but the next time he touched the rock, 75 stripes and a 14-7 lead.
Well, Justin Fargas shows his great speed, his sprinter speed. He breaks the last tackle right there by Deion Scott to run a 75-yard touchdown, and since then it's been all downhill for Notre Dame.
Take a look at our first half numbers brought to you by Arco and AM/PM. What stands out for you there, JJ?
Well,
total yards, I guess.
The total yards are 360, and 267 of them came in the second quarter. Notre Dame has been on fire ever since the first quarter. Alemany's going to have to come up with something special, maybe a new defense, or I don't know what you do to stop Justin Fargas.
Check out the balance for Notre Dame, the rushing and the passing, and that was the thing. If there was any knock on this club last year, it's that they had no passing to balance out Fargas, and so teams were able to key, but that's not going to be the case during this campaign anyway.
Exactly. That's what really opened it up for him, is that Alemany has to respect the pass, and when they've done that, when they've given respect to the passing offense, Justin Fargas has had gaping holes to run through, and of course he's done a lot of it himself.
And DeMartinez is having a pretty good night through the air, being overshadowed by Justin Fargas. Brian Mitchell is down on the sideline with a guy who's got to be scratching his head. Jim Bond's head coach at Alemany. Brian, go ahead.
Coach, tough first half. What'd you tell the kids in the locker room?
I told them that we hung with these guys the first couple series, and then we gave them 3 big plays. Minus those 3 big plays, it's a 7-point game, 14-7, 13-7 if they miss one of those extra points. Not to get their heads down, come out here and play for some pride. And you never know what can happen in the second half.
Talk about Miguel Fletcher. You needed him big tonight. He's playing his heart out there, but what's your evaluation of his performance in the first half?
Well, he's running hard. He's got off to a little bit of a slow start because of our young line, I think. But he came on really hard in the second quarter, and he's going to see the ball quite a bit more this half. Hopefully he can break one and get into their secondary.
Quickly, Casey Clausen, your first-year quarterback. How's he performing for you?
He's a sophomore. He's made a couple sophomore mistakes, but I'm happy with his vision out on the field. He's made some good audibles when they've been blitzing, and he's going to be a good one.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
All right, Jim, let's go back upstairs to you.
All right, Brian, thank you very much. Jim Bond's obviously very concerned with his club. They were tied 7-7, and then the wheels seemed to come off the wagon pretty quickly after that. You take a look at our matchup that we talked about at the top, Fargas against Fletcher, and it's not really fair to just put them head-to-head, but here's the numbers. Fargas, 197 yards on 14 carries. It's 14.1 on the breakdown, 3 touchdowns. And for Miguel Fletcher, 9 carries for 41 yards, a 4.6 average, but Fletcher looked much better towards the end of the half than he did at the start of the game.
You're exactly right. And what happened is Casey Clausen started to get some confidence, get the passing game going. It's opened up the holes for Miguel. We'll see what he can do in the second half.
As we begin play here in the third quarter, a short kick back out to the 33-yard line. And that's where Notre Dame will put it to play. Arzu with the return. And Arzu, of course, had that 59-yard pass from DeMartinez. He was wide open deep behind the secondary. I don't know. You wonder if Notre Dame will even try to stretch the field or if they'll just be content to run between the tackles and let Fargas pile up some yards. He had 218 against the Indians last year.
Well, I think right now what you do is you do try to go back to the running game and keep the ball on the ground. You're not out here to try to embarrass anybody, but they obviously will not just sit on the lead at this point.
No, you got to let the ponies run a little bit. And they still have 2 quarters to play. And here's the biggest horse in the corral. Fargas tripped up before he even gets to the 35-yard line.
It's going to be a real test for the Alemany defense. This is going to test their character. You know, they're down by a lot. It's the first game of the year, and it's the big game. It should set the tone. But they can really make a statement here by coming out and being effective in the second half. And, you know, it might set their sights for next week.
Notre Dame was 12-3 a year ago, lost to Camarillo in the D3 final, 23-14. So obviously their mission is right in front of them. They want to go all the way back to the big dance and win it this time. Fargas, second carry of the second half, out to the 46-yard line. Boy, he gets through so quick.
Well, he explodes through the holes, uses his speed, and you know that's another thing when they talk about track athletes, that they don't convert their speed onto the football field, but that is not true in his case. DeMartinez gets the ball deep in the backfield, lets him visualize his block, picks up a nice block.
Grant Dunnigan.
Chad Dyson. Oh, Grant Dunnigan. Grant Dunnigan with a nice block.
Yeah, a little seal block there on the corner that got Fargas through. It's Sean Kay, the fullback. First time we called his name all night. He's lined up a couple of times back there. Obviously a blocking back, but they finally gave him the pig and a couple of yards behind the right guard.
Right, well, Sean Kay has to be the most unselfish person probably on this team, as he's with a great tailback behind you. You're caught doing most of the blocking, but when you do get a chance to get the ball, you want to try to make the most of it.
Sure, why not? Give the nugget to the other guy a little bit. Let's see what he can do. He's a senior as well. You know, years from now, Kay will be telling people, you know, I used to block for Justin Fargas. And his friends will say, oh, sure you did. And then Fargas will be in the NFL. 10-14 to go in the third quarter. And what was a very close game after 15 minutes has gotten out of hand. Notre Dame woke up, broke a 7-7 tie, 3 long strikes and another long drive by a very potent offense. Left us at 33-7. Matt Boyd is wide right for Notre Dame. This is the first time I've noticed him in the pattern. His brother, one of the leading catchers on this team last year. Instead, they go to the tight end across the middle, Joe Arroyo.
Comes loose to number 88, Joe Arroyo.
Arroyo taking it across midfield, another first down. The 44-yard line of Alemany. And this is really what I expected out of Kevin Rooney anyway. Maybe mix it up, keep things a little bit conservative. DeMartinez going over the middle to the tight end right here, try some new things. And maybe see what else this offense can do. We know they can go deep.
Yeah, right. Well, Joey Arroyo's also made some clutch catches. That's a second big third down catch tonight. That's what you expect out of your tight end, is to make the tough catches and pick up the tough first downs and third down situations.
Fargas met in the backfield and taken back near the 50. That's a good play. I don't know. I think Fargas has been held to no yards before, but I don't know that he's ever lost any ground. Derek Brown getting through quickly and getting a little help from Juan Robles.
Well, Derek Brown was, remember, was the one assigned, or we thought was going to be assigned to the tough task of spying Justin Fargas all night long. He shoots in the backfield that time to make a nice 5-yard loss. So
good read, a good play to hold on there. See, Fargas just never goes down easy. DeMartinez at his own 45 goes across the middle to a sliding Tony Arredondo. Good catch right near the marker. I think it's enough.
That'll be good for another.
Yeah, that's a first down. That's good. It's a good catch by Arredondo. The pass behind him.
Right, Arredondo actually is his senior year. He comes back last year, had a broken arm and didn't even play until the playoffs. So, you know, this is the first time he's actually seen regular season action in 2 years at least.
DeMartinez has thrown some nice balls tonight. That was not one of them, but that's why you have good receivers in the pattern and make it look good. Again, a deep handoff to Justin Fargas, still battling after the whistle. at the 31-yard line. They pull him to his feet. Hey, that's just what my stomach looked like when I was a senior in high school.
Yeah.
Sure it did.
Yeah, maybe we need to bring your high school pictures out.
How bad is it for me, John, when a 17-year-old is more man than I can ever hope to be?
Hey, don't worry about it. I played the NFL and he's looked better than I ever have.
At the 31-yard line. Look at that. My goodness. Nice. It's more of a ticker on Fargas tonight than anything else. You have to update it after every play. A ball fake. DeMartinez rolls a flag behind the play, and he skips this one to Arredondo at the 23-yard line. It's coming back.
It looks like we're going to have a holding call.
Holding Notre Dame.
Now, DeMartinez, to me, looks like maybe he's guiding the ball just a little bit right now, trying not to make a mistake.
Right. Well, I think you're right, but, this is his first game, too, at quarterback. Last year we talked about he was a corner. And so it's going to take, some time for them to knock out some of the quote-unquote wrinkles, but he is 8 for 10. 187 yards. I think you take that almost any day of the week.
Here I'm bashing the guy, and he's 80%. Now the penalty backs it up to the 41-yard line, so it'll be second down and probably about 18 now. 7:51 in the third quarter. Jim Watson, John Jackson on Fox Sports West 2. Very glad to have you along with us. The first high school football game ever on Fox Sports West 2, but many more to come. We'll do this every Thursday night throughout the regular season, on into the playoffs, and hopefully all the way to the CIF title game. Okay, in front of Fargas in the backfield. Now Fargas for the first time tonight in motion to the left side, goes into the pattern. See if they go to him. DeMartinez down the middle. Knocked away. That's a great play. Deion Scott. He was supposed to pick him up. He did. He was right there. That's a good play by Scott.
Great play by Deion Scott.
And Fargas, I'll tell you what, when he broke it upfield, there were no moves. It was the 100 meters again. He was just trying to get deep.
Right, Fargas had a seam route, and he was open. Deion Scott just comes over and makes an outstanding play. He was the only line of defense back there, and he actually had to cover 2 people that time. He had to come over late to get Justin Fargas.
DeMartinez brings the Knights up, third down and 18 at the 41-yard line. And here's a good way to pick up 18 yards. Give it to the best back in the country. Not going to get it that time, down to the 33-yard line. So let's see what Kevin Rooney does on the clipboard, see if they're going to kick it for the first time tonight. Or if they'd go for it on fourth down and a little more than 10.
Well, this is a tough decision for Kevin Rooney.
Yeah,
where the ball stands now, it'd be a 51-yard field goal, which is, I would imagine, unmakeable at the high school level.
Matt Boyd comes in with a play. So Notre Dame is going to go for it. And some folks who aren't close to high school football might think, what's he doing? He's up by 26. He's going for it on fourth down. But, he's trying to pave the road for later in the season. They're going to be faced with this on fourth down, and you want to see how they're going to react. Fargas moves, and I think they're going to whistle him. Ball knocked away and incomplete. So everything good happened for Alemany on that one. Fargas a little quick out of the blocks, and then a flag. If I'm Alemany, I decline it, and I take over right there.
Right, well, this, as you see the illegal motion.
Penalty declined. First down.
Kevin Rooney, a little bit upset, even though a 26-point cushion right now. 6:54 to go on the Fox Sports West 2 Game of the Week.
Having your car stolen can be a real blow. You work hard for these things. That's why Farmers Insurance is all about getting things back to the way they once were. From the way policies are written to the way claims are handled, everything we do is about getting you back behind the wheel. It's what we think auto insurance should be about. Let's face it, if somebody really wants your car, they're going to get it. But with Farmers, we can at least help get you back where you belong.
Motel 6 is renovating all across America. You'll find free local calls, morning coffee, so much new stuff we had to speed things up just to fit it all in. I'm Tom Bodette for the new Motel 6, and
we'll leave the light on for you.
When you win this many races, the rewards gotta be big. New 76 NASCAR High Performance Motor Oil.
Home team's Fox attitude. You're watching Fox Sports West 2.
Wednesday on Fox Sports West, don't miss the behind-the-scenes look inside the NFL on NFL Total Access, followed by Hardcore Football. That's hosted by Ronnie Lott, Tom Brenneman, and Bill Moss. It's NFL coverage like no other network. That's NFL's Total Access and Hardcore Football. Wednesday at 5 on Fox Sports West. Now it's high school football tonight. There you go. There's a look at Scott Marshall, the offensive coordinator for Alemany. And if you're wearing that headset, what are you going to do?
Oh, you got your work cut out for you at this point. But I think if you start with Miguel Fletcher, that's a good place to start. But you got to mix it up as you did in the first half of the first quarter when they were so effective. Fletcher is up close. They fake the inside counter. And going across the middle to Scott. DeAndre Scott, the freshman, having a big night. He's already got a touchdown, and now another big pickup to the 44-yard line. I like this kid. Yeah. He's only a freshman, as you talked about, but he's looked very impressive. He has great speed. As we also mentioned, he's the best all-around athlete on the Alemany team. And they need to find more ways to get him the ball also. With the weapons that they have between Casey Clausen, Miguel Fletcher, and DeAndre Scott, they can should be able to put some points up, in the future.
That's a good toss by Clausen, and let's remember that's a sophomore to a freshman. So there's the future. That's job security there for Jim Bonds. He can have both those guys around for a couple of years. 21-yard pickup for DeAndre Scott. Number 2, his older brother, Dion, wears number 3. Going again to Scott. DeAndre picks one up off the rug, and then look at the kid fighting for the extra yard. And fires up the Red Hats just below us. Nice effort. A good catch.
I think Casey Clausen found his favorite target, at least tonight. Put 2 nice receptions together, but that ball was in the flat. It was low, actually, to DeAndre Scott. Made a nice catch and picked up looks like about 4 or 5 yards.
Not only is he a great athlete, he's making some big plays, but he's got that cool tape on his pants, too, that you love. He just looks fast. He's got 4 catches for 56 yards now. Yeah, he's a good-looking receiver, just a freshman. 5.5 to play, and Notre Dame comfortably in front. The sophomore Clausen back at his 45-yard line, throws across. Scott, that one is overthrown and picked off. Todd Fenton has his 2nd interception of the night. He's got a few blockers in front of him. Back to the 30-yard line, and Miguel Fletcher wraps him up right there. The big tackle. Fenton, 2 picks. That ball was overthrown.
Yeah, Fenton has played well, but I think this case, Casey Clausen made a very, a young, inexperienced mistake. A sophomore mistake. Threw late down the middle, which is the rule of thumb not to do.
Oh, Fenton does exactly what he's supposed to do. He keeps his man in front of him and just waits for the ball.
Right, he might have went to the well a little bit too often after some nice receptions by DeAndre Scott. That time he just overthrows him. But it was tough to get in there. There were 3 guys in the area.
Watch Fletcher make the tackle right here. I'm going a little high.
Yeah, Miguel Fletcher has played a...
Fargas taken down by Johnny Walker coming up very quickly.
Miguel Fletcher played a very inspired game, and the one thing that they talked about is when he's already committed to USC, but when he goes there, he might not be a running back. He might move to defensive back. He could also play receiver. He's just a raw talent. He can do a lot of different things, and as you see, his tackling instinct is definitely there.
And of course, you'd expect him to run track for the Trojans as well. Fargas wrapped up that time, but Johnny Walker, who came all the way up from his cornerback position. Well, I tell you, he's starting 12 yards off the line of scrimmage, and he gets all the way up and makes the tackle on Fargas after a very short pickup. Fargas now at 219 yards on 20 carries. So that's pretty much what he had last year against this club. And he's got the 3 touchdowns as well. Second down, 8 yards to go at the 33-yard line. David DeMartinez sends Julian Muriel in motion, fakes to Fargas and rolls to his left side. Steps up and has a man deep. He is going for Arredondo, but overthrows it. And there is a flag in the backfield sitting at the 26-yard line, so that one would have come back anyway. Well, it's almost to be expected, but I think the Notre Dame offense has come out a little bit flat in the second half, and I think they know that their job is pretty much done for the evening.
Right, well, that tends to happen. They're only human. That tends to happen when you get a big lead. You don't quite play with the same emotion, the same intensity. But they've definitely, you see Kevin Rooney's not pleased with the penalties. That's probably what he's most displeased about.
Yeah, mental mistakes, and that'll really fire a coach up. That'll earn you some bear crawls on Monday. Jim Bonds First-year head coach at Alemany, his first game ever as a high school head coach. And I'll tell you, that's a guy that's going to be around for a very long time. I don't know what he's thinking about, but chance that guy could go up to collegiate level. And who knows, he's young. He's 28 years old. Clip on Notre Dame backs him up. Now it's second down and, oh goodness, 20 plus. Fargas going to get some of it back, slips on the hash mark, down at the 18-yard line.
The Alemany defense has come out inspired. We were worried about how they were going to come out in the second half, being behind by so much, but they've come out fired up and focused on Justin Fargas, which is a good place to start.
Well, yeah, we knew about him coming in, so they knew about him. They put Derek Brown on him, and Johnny Walker is given a lot of attention to 34, but how can you stop him? He's just so good. Saw a good look at Brett Chatelaine, defensive tackle for Alemany. Third and very long, we'll call it 20. They need to get to the 41-yard line for a first down. DeMartinez has 4 guys in the pattern, and they're all going deep, including Arzu. He just lost that one. Trying to make a Willie Mays catch off the bat of Vic Wirtz.
He shows us his great speed once again as he was behind the defensive back. The ball was just over the wrong shoulder. But Arzu is going to be a very potent weapon for Notre Dame.
Yeah, it looked like Arzu was deep.
DeMartinez, he's going down the seam, but you see the ball was over the wrong shoulder. Arzu had to turn back to the outside, which at that point made it almost impossible.
Well, for the first time tonight, the Notre Dame offense comes up empty. They had a fourth down before, they just ran out of downs, but this is the first time we've seen Juan Placentia in punt formation. And last year in 15 games, he kicked just 12 times, averaged 40.3. 2 guys back for Alemany. Scott and Walker, a line drive kicked away from the Indians. And this one's going to roll out. No, roll dead right at the 49-yard line. It's good field position for Casey Clausen. Just 33 yards on the kick. We will take a break. 3:07 to play in the third quarter. The Knights of Notre Dame on top, 33-7.
With its refined handling and real-time four-wheel drive, the Honda CR-V is such a practical and fun way to get things done that you just might wish you had more to do.
At home base, you know our everyday low prices are low. Well, this week they're going even lower. You'll save with base buys throughout the store. So whatever your project is, hurry in today. Go to the base, home base, where prices aren't just low, they're lower. At home base, you know our everyday low prices are low. Well, this week they're going even lower. You'll save with base buys throughout the store. So whatever your project is, hurry in today. Go to the base, home base, where prices aren't just low, they're lower.
The high school football game of the week on Fox Sports West 2 is brought to you by ARCO, AM/PM, proud title sponsors of the California Interscholastic Federation. Extra lighting provided by Musco tonight. And I'll tell you what, these folks have been in some pretty big venues. You got the Daytona 500, the Charlotte Coliseum, and they're the guys who put in the lights for the movie Field of Dreams. That's doing your homework.
Now that's
JJ.
some history. That's some history.
Alemany back to work. Their last 2 drives have ended in interceptions. That one in and out of the hands of DeAndre Scott. Second down and 10 at midfield. Let's go down to the hardest working guy in high school football, Brian Mitchell.
Thanks, Jim. File this one under Did You Know? Now, Antonio Fargas is the father of Justin Fargas, and like father, like son, Justin also has a real interest in the entertainment industry. In fact, someday he said he'd like to own his own entertainment company. On top of that, he also has a real interest in rap music and would someday like to be a rapper. This is one heck of a talented young man. Back up to you, Jim.
All right, Brian, thank you very much. And just for future reference, that Did You Know segment is on that 4-letter network. Second down and 10 at midfield for Casey Clausen, the sophomore. Miguel Fletcher, the senior, stands behind him, and now man in motion, 4 guys in the pattern. They give to Fletcher, trying to get outside, and he does, and Fletcher's got some room inside the 30 to the 28-yard line and dragged down by Roy Lito. Best run of the night for Fletcher, and he comes up, and he's hurt a little bit.
I think he might have just got the wind knocked out of him a little bit.
Maybe landed on the ball.
But now Miguel Fletcher starts to get his openings to make his run. As you see Justin Fargas in pursuit.
Look at that. He outran Fargas to the corner. A little payback from the state 100-meter final.
That'll be something to talk about after the game.
Oh, yeah. They know each other. And believe me, they're going to tape this thing and watch it. Fletcher starting to put some good numbers up. He was stagnant early. They give it to him again. And, oh, he spins and gets hammered. Nice play by the defense. Now that was Aranyo, Joe Aranyo.
Aranyo makes a nice play, but it just seems that once Miguel Fletcher hurts him, once Notre Dame makes the proper adjustment to come back and stop him, it's going to take a mixture of, between the run and the pass and spreading the ball around to all the different receivers. It's a 4-receiver offense. Everybody has to touch it. Otherwise, the defense is able to focus on one person.
Fletcher spun back right into Aranyo. Clausen brings him to the line one more time. He came in as a sophomore. I imagine he's grown up quite a bit in this game. He's learned a lot. 2nd down and 11. Again, 4 guys line up wide. Quick hit. Clausen is drilled. Ryan Carpedian. Ouch.
Carpedian timed that blitz perfectly. It's almost like he jumped the snap count because he was at almost at a dead sprint by the time he approached the line of scrimmage, and Casey Clausen had no chance.
A good look at Clausen as he walked over to the sideline and said, "Okay, Coach, what do you got now?"
I'll tell you what, though, as we get a chance to look at the hit, as you see, he perfectly timed the blitz. Carpedian was right in his backfield
so quickly,
and even on a short 3-yard route that was called, he had no chance to throw it.
3rd down and 11. 5 guys leave the backfield. There's that shovel pass to DeAndre Scott. Not this time. Julian Muriel is not fooled. He was waiting for it. Nice play.
That was the play that was the 18-yard touchdown. They try to bring it back and get a look at Casey Clausen. And Notre Dame is sniffed it out. Sniffed out the main plays of Alemany, and it's almost like they knew it was coming right there because they were
look at Muriel right there. He's like a basketball player. Just guarding one man and then giving some help. A minute 10, and of course, Monday night, Jeff George, the Raiders, he tried a little shovel pass. His was underhanded. It was pathetic. Kevin Rooney trying to encourage his guys. They've not played a good second half. They were awesome the first 2 quarters, but a little bit flat second half. DeAndre Scott in motion. Clausen under pressure again, throws incomplete, trying to hit Chris Beatty. Oh, now Clausen is really getting hurried. Early in the game he had some time and he was willing to stand in and take some hits, but a couple of drop balls and that Notre Dame offense has changed his attitude quite a bit.
Right, well that time he stood in there and took a hit. He just couldn't wait any longer. The pressure from the Notre Dame defense was on him, and he had no place to throw. He had to throw it actually before the receiver was able to come out of his break.
Roy Lito on the coverage for the Knights. They're not the Fighting Irish, they're the Knights. Surprised me. Being a Trojan, that's good. I don't have to say Fighting Irish all night.
Right, well everything else looks like Notre Dame, and they're actually playing like Notre Dame right now.
Miguel Fargas standing almost straight up in the backfield. And he's got Sean Kay in front of him. Justin Fargas, a straight arm. Justin Fargas trying to get around Johnny Walker. Does. Justin Fargas inside the 30. 1 man left, knocked out of bounds at the 20. Justin Fargas.
What tremendous speed and quickness.
You know, he attacks defenders. He doesn't run away from them. He closes the gap, straight arms, bounces off, high steps, and leaves them in his wake. You tell me, this is a high school running back.
We got a chance to see everything in this run. He breaks a tackle there. He bounces to the outside. Number 5, Johnny Walker, was trying to give some cushion to stop him. He couldn't stop him. I see number 3, Deion Scott, couldn't stop him. And he just down the sideline before he got pushed out of bounds by Hayashi. Otherwise, it would have been his 4th touchdown and another long one.
51 yards for Fargas. He's got to be up about 270 now, isn't he? 273? Jeez. Wow. Inside the 20. Ball nosing the 19-yard line. 30 seconds to play in the third quarter. David DeMartinez with Sean Kay and Justin Fargas behind him. They fake to Fargas. And now they throw in the corner. Knocked away. Ranyo. That one a bit underthrown. They ran that play earlier, remember, and DeMartinez hit Ranyo in the midst, and he dropped it in the end zone.
Right, they come right back to it, but Deion Scott has played, after a shaky start in the first half, has made some nice plays at free safety here in the second half as he's knocked that ball away, and also the one on the last drive that was going to Justin Fargas.
That's right, deep pass down the middle. 24 seconds to play in the third quarter, and of course we want to thank our friends over at Student Sports Magazine. Gary Paskowitz helping us out, doing a heck of a job. Appreciate it, Gary, thank you. He's the guy who does all the legwork for us. Second down and 10 now. Justin Fargas is absolutely drilled.
What a tremendous hit.
Jaime Garza.
Jaime Garza's made some outstanding plays tonight. He has a sack, and that's the second time he's actually, which is one of the few times that people had a chance to hit Justin Fargas in the backfield. That's his second big hit. He's playing very hard. He's playing well tonight.
Over at the Garza household, they're going to wear a hole in the tape right at that play. That was excellent. Third quarter has expired. 33-7 Notre Dame, but that was the score at the break. We'll come back. 1 quarter to play on the Fox Sports West 2 Game of the Week.
At Pennzoil, we know brutal driving doesn't just take place on a racetrack. It begins at the end of your driveway. You stop, you go. You stop, you go. If this reminds you of your commute, we recommend you use Pennzoil motor oil. Pennzoil, formulated for today's stop-and-go driving.
Morning, Bob. Morning, Henry.
Stop, go, Pennzoil.
On September 26th, nature will push you to extremes.
He's toying with us.
But only man can push you to the edge.
Why would I want to kill you, Charles?
For my wife.
I've seen you with her.
Anthony Hopkins.
You want to die out here.
I don't want to hear it! Alec Baldwin.
What one man can do, another can do! Look at me!
The Edge, rated R. September 26th, only in theaters.
There's two things people love about the NBA. Highlights and winners. You see the highlights late at night, guys shaking and baking, wheeling and dealing. What you won't see highlights for is drinking and driving. Do yourself a favor during the holiday season and be a winner. Protect yourself, protect your family, and protect your friends. Designated driver.
Where was the internet first created? Who gives old movies new life? Who's a leader in the battle to cure AIDS? Who sets the standards for lifelong learning? What will they think of next? UCLA, where the world turns for big ideas.
Welcome back. We are on campus, Notre Dame High School in Sherman Oaks, the ARCO AM/PM Game of the Week here on Fox Sports West 2. Jim Watson along with John Jackson. Your numbers after 36 minutes of play, and take a look at those rushing yards.
Well, the numbers definitely reflect the score. 273 rushing yards, 271 for Justin Fargas. He's been a one-man show, but the one thing you can't discount about Notre Dame is their passing yards at 187. That's good for them.
A little bit surprising for Fargas. He's just got the one catch out of the backfield for 11 yards, and I think they had a personal foul tacked on that one. Fargas is the lone back. Three guys in the pattern. They fake to Fargas. He picks up the blitz. DeMartinez is going deep, and this ball is going to be out of bounds. Trying to hit Arredondo in the corner. He's carried it just a bit too long.
DeMartinez has shown he does have a strong arm. He's made a lot of deep throws and a lot of accurate throws, especially the couple over the middle for key first downs in this game. He's had a couple dropped on him also.
Bring up a fourth down now, and I think Notre Dame is going to kick a field goal. Placentia is on and spotting things up at the 29-yard line and add the 10, so it's a 39-yard attempt. He's the goalie on the soccer team here at Notre Dame. Plays on a lot of club teams as well. You've seen him kick off and punt already. Lots of extra points. Plays down. This ball is drilled. You bet. That's a three-pointer. And Clausen ends up on his wallet. They'll pick him up. First points of the second half for either club, 36-7 now. 11:53 to play in the contest. We'll come back, finish things up. Notre Dame High School and Sherman Oaks. We're in the Valley. It's the first week. High school football on Fox.
Witness the world's fastest cars. Ferrari, Porsche, and more. Speeds of over 200 miles an hour. All day and into the night at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. September 19th and 20th, the Sports Car Grand Prix, presented by FAO Schwartz. Scheduled top drivers like Jason Priestley, Wayne Taylor, Craig T. Nelson, Tim Allen, and more. This is the scene in which to be seen, whether you're in the grandstands or mingling up close and personal with the stars and cars. Entertainment for the kids. Bring the whole family. Tickets start at $25. Call Ticketmaster. The Sports Car Grand Prix. See you in Vegas.
Welcome to Jack in the Box. May I take your order?
Yeah. Is Jack there?
Just a moment.
This is Jack.
Mr. Box? Yeah, I'm really, really hungry. I was wondering what I should get.
How much you got?
About $1.
I'd go for 2 tacos for 99 cents. They'll fill you up, and they're really good.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome. Please pull up to the window.
A reminder, next week on the Fox Sports West 2 Arco AM/PM High School Game of the Week, Mater Dei, the Monarchs against St. John Bosco. Bruce Rawlinson and Mater Dei ranked number 2 in the country coming in. Of course, they feature Mike McNair. I do want to send a special tip of the cap to the folks at Arco AM/PM. Without them, none of this would be possible. Their support of high school athletics, starting in the basketball season all the way through baseball and track and field, is much appreciated by everybody here at Fox Sports West 2. Thanks, guys. We do appreciate it. And if you're at home watching, you know where to go. Arco AM/PM, help us out. This ball kicked deep into the corner. Nobody is there. It bounces at the 2-yard line and into the end zone. It's Placentia with a touchback, so 20-yard line for the Alemany offense.
Alemany will take over first and 10 on the
It was 33-7 at halftime. Placentia adds the 39-yard field. That's not bad, a high school kicker, because he had plenty of leg on that one.
That is true. That looked like it would have been good at least from 45. He had a nice kick, as you mentioned. He's a soccer player, so, and he's done his push-ups. That's the one thing we know.
Yeah, we see that. There's some numbers on Casey Clausen, just a sophomore, the transfer from La Cañada, 7 of 18. He had a couple of balls dropped in his defense, and one of those could have been a touchdown.
Right, his numbers don't reflect how well he's played tonight. He's also taken a lot of hits, which is one thing that hampers the quarterback all the time.
Yeah, he stood in there under some big pressure. This ball bobbled by DeAndre Scott on the inside counter. And the Notre Dame defense is starting to work up a lather now.
Well, at this point in the game, they know that Alemany is in a desperate situation, so to speak, and so now the defensive linemen, of course, are going to pin their ears back and come.
Looked like Clausen wasn't sure whether he wanted to give it to Scott or not. There's Muriel, of course. He's back in the action.
Right,
as always, Carpathian was there. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 10 for the Tribe. Camarillo sent in motion. The give is to Fletcher, and Camarillo was on that side. Oh, look at Fletcher breaking out. I was just about to whistle a dead myself.
And he's still running hard, you know. His team is down by 29 points, and it really shows the character of your athletes since they keep playing hard at this juncture.
You know, they're getting hammered 36-7, but they still have the coolest helmets that I've seen in high school football. How good is that?
They are nice.
You got Redskin lids. 12 for 64 on Fletcher. Almost 4,000 on hand. We are on campus, bringing the big game to the small towns. Dress up and come out and catch one of these. We'll do them on Thursday nights all over Southern California. Next week, Mater Dei and St. John Bosco on the Arco AM/PM Game of the Week. That game will be at Cal State Fullerton. On the slant, Johnny Walker DeMartinez, the quarterback, drags him down at the 40-yard line. Good look by Clausen. That's something we saw early, but we haven't seen in 2 quarters.
You're exactly right. That's once again, we hate to reiterate the point, but they got to get the ball to everybody. Got to spread the ball around in this type of offense. Johnny Walker's had, 2 big catches that I can remember, and he's been wide open on every occasion they try to throw to him. He has a nice plan. He almost bobbled it right there. He managed to hold on and pick up a key first down.
Last year, Walker had 14 catches for the entire season. He's got 2 tonight for 46 yards. Clausen sends Leonard Heath in motion to his left, and Fletcher gets a good jump on that one. Fletcher anticipating, that's what I do at a red light. Get that little rolling start.
He did get a little rolling start there. It wasn't called, but that, now that they're moving the ball in different people's hands, it'll open up the holes for Miguel Fletcher. As you saw the last play to Johnny Walker, then they go to Miguel Fletcher. Now they're going to have to go someplace else on this play, I would imagine, because I think Notre Dame will key in on Miguel Fletcher.
Gain of 5 yards. Second down.
I want to thank all the folks at both schools, Alemany and Notre Dame, for making us feel so welcome when you come up to the Valley. And it's great because they get so into their sports out here at both of these schools. It's really the foundation. Camarillo on the counter. And I had a chance to visit my favorite eating establishment here in the Valley, Jack's Classic Burgers on Coldwell. It's legendary. It got me through my senior year.
I hear it. This is the first time I heard about Jack's, but it comes from you, so I'll take your word on it.
Oh, it's awesome. Well, Brian Mitchell told us earlier tonight that the fans here at Notre Dame never sit down. There's proof of it right there. They're still dancing. Oh, to be 17 again.
What loyal fans. I know. Good thing I'm not a Notre Dame classmate. I don't know if I can make it through 4 quarters of standing up.
Good spirit on campus. That's a great thing about high school sports. Alemany just 2 for 8 on the 3rd down conversions. 3rd down and 6 here for Clausen. Hayashi in motion. Instead, they go to Walker, and he skips this one to him.
Never had a chance at Walker there on the slant. It just
he was there.
Underthrown a little bit.
I don't know. It looked like maybe it was tipped, but guess not. 4th down and 6. Brian Mitchell's down on the sideline. Brian, what do you have for us?
Well, I got to give Alemany a lot of credit. They got beat up pretty good there in the first half, and they've kept their heads high and their spirits high here in the second half. In fact, a lot of the players have been going down the line, patting each other on the back, and they played a pretty good second half, and you can't ask for any more than that. Let's go back upstairs to you guys.
All right, Brian, thanks very much. Alemany knew that they had a tough task in front of them coming in, and there are other things they wanted to get out of this game. If they couldn't get a victory, they trailed 36-7, 8-11 to play in the contest. Now they've found a freshman in DeAndre Scott, and he's got the ball. No, that ball almost intercepted. I thought they were going to go to Scott. It was Beatty was the intended receiver on that one. DeAndre Scott was out there. Well, I was going to say they found a freshman in DeAndre Scott, and they found a sophomore quarterback. And although Clausen has had his problems tonight, I think they're going to stick with him the rest of the year.
All right, we get a chance to look at Casey Clausen, but the pressure was tremendous once again by Julian Morrell. Looked like he got a piece of his arm that causes the ball to be underthrown.
Well, they've been in his face all night long, and that was 4th down, so it's turnover, and Notre Dame takes over on the 45-yard line. Sean Kay at fullback, Justin Fargas at tailback, and Justin Fargas, they're going to put his knee down at the 50-yard line. That's a good play. Chad Dislin.
That was a nice play by Chad Dislin coming in.
Remember, Dislin is the other guy who came over from La Cañada, along with Clausen. He plays center on offense, and then he goes over and plays nose guard on the defensive side of things. Got through very quickly and forced Fargas to put a knee down on the rug.
Right, well, you see Dislin gets great penetration.
There it is.
Knee hits right there, and that caused him to be down. Nice call by the official on the spot.
Fargas has lost yards on his last 2 carries.
That's a stat in itself.
Surprising. The ball fake, and again, they got a man open in the flat. This one caught and dropped by Sean Kay, the fullback. Incomplete. Now, DeMartinez is going to say something to Sean when he gets back to the huddle. What up?
Yeah, he's like, I was super 80% in the first half. You gotta,
you're killing me.
You're killing me now. Another great play action. The fakes by DeMartinez are very impressive. His play action fakes are fooling the defense every single time. Kay just drops the ball in the flat, but...
well, keep in mind, Sean Kay, with Justin Fargas behind him, sees the ball so rarely, I don't know that he recognized it.
That's true. What is this object coming at me?
Last 4 passes now for DeMartinez have gone incomplete. Fargas on the delay. Breaks the tackle at the 45, still on his feet at the 42, and then drilled. It'll be 4th down for Notre Dame. Clock running. We are at the 7-minute mark. Well, Notre Dame has built a great program out here. They won the CIF title in '94, all the way into the finals last year, lost to Camarillo, and you can see ranked 8th in the state coming into this campaign. 46-7 over the last 4 seasons, and Notre Dame with 4 straight Mission League titles.
Well, the key for Notre Dame is obviously, I think, their defense. Their offense is going to be able to score points night in and night out, as they've shown tonight. But they're going to go as far as their defense takes them. But judging by their first game, they have to be happy. Things have gone very well for Kevin Rooney. Although they're a little sluggish in the second half, he has to be very happy.
They've returned, just 6 guys from last year's team, 4 on the offensive side of the ball, I believe, and 2 defensively. Kevin Rooney's going to get a timeout, so we will too. 6:29 to play in the ball game. The Knights having a good evening, 36-7. We come back on Fox Sports West 2.
Tom. Tom. I thought you said you were going for a jog.
I got hot.
After 3 blocks.
Right now, get an ice cold 32-ounce Gatorade for 99 cents at AM PM.
So, you, heading home? Funny?
Friends, don't miss a single pitch at Dodger Stadium in 1998. Join the prestigious Los Angeles Dodgers season ticket family. As a season ticket holder, you'll ensure yourself the same seat location for the entire 98 regular season as the Dodgers battle for the division championship. You're also entitled to special season ticket holder privileges. Join in the fun at Dodger Stadium. Call 1-800-6-DODGERS.
Major League Baseball in this stretch run right now, and it doesn't get any tighter than the National League West. The Dodgers and the Giants even right now on Wednesday night. The Dodgers go head-to-head against the Giants on Fox Sports West 2. We'll be there to bring all the action starting at 7:30 from the stick. The Giants and the Dodgers. Well, it's been all ND tonight, at least since early in the second quarter. 36-7. 6:29 to play. Our initial offering of the Fox Sports West 2 high school football game of the week. Placentia just near midfield over Deion Scott, who dribbles it once, picks it up, and it went into the end zone, so that's a touchback. High school football, you can never bring the ball out of the end zone except on an interception.
Right, well, Deion Scott is definitely looking for the opportunity to make a big play. And I know he wanted nothing more than to get a chance to take that punt return back.
So Alemany will go back to work at the 20-yard line. Well, they've had some flashes tonight, but I know that Jim Bonds and the staff are a little bit frustrated. They wanted to give a much better account of themselves tonight. They were there. They were close. Just got away from them just a little bit. Now, a change at the helm as Kevin Benz will take over at quarterback for Casey Clausen. Benz number 10. Well, we're going to change even that. It's going to be P.J. Arguello now. Benz is in. He's listed as a quarterback as well, but Arguello just going to take the snap and push forward to the 25-yard line. So I'll have to find out what the deal is with Clausen down on the sideline. Maybe just thinking the kid's had enough tonight.
Yeah, that is a interesting situation. In my opinion, he's played well tonight under the circumstances, and I would think that he would want to continue in his growing process. But maybe he just wants to take a look at another quarterback, and sometimes a change in quarterback has an effect on the offense.
Give somebody else some work. We'll check on it and get back to you on that one. Well, Leonard is in, and Benz is in the pattern. Quick whistle and flags. That's one of the problems when you switch quarterbacks. The cadence, the rhythm is all off.
That's always the case. Anytime you change quarterbacks, it's just a different voice, a different emphasis on how they call the cadence. And 9 times out of 10, as you saw just now, you're going to have people leaning or jumping off sides, especially in the fourth quarter when they have to be tied.
That's Scott Marshall on the right side of your screen, the offensive coordinator, and Jim Bonds. Well, now they switch, of course. Jim Bonds now on the right side of your screen. Bonds played at Harvard High School and then was quarterback at UCLA. First-year head coach. On the option, the pitch to Fletcher is up in his face mask. He bounces it, picks it up out to the 22-yard line. Well, they haven't had a fumble tonight. They've had a couple of interceptions. Fenton got both of those. They have taken care of the ball pretty well.
Right. That is one bright spot, and also the fact that they have given up only 3 points in the second half.
Yeah.
Definitely something that Alemany can build on in the future. And, you know, as soon as they start getting used to the offense, the new coaching system, all this is all new to them, you have to remember. And once those things start to come together, they could have the makings of a good program here.
There's this story that we've been following all night long. Fletcher, 75 yards. Fargas, 274 and 3 touchdowns, 11-yard average. And again, Fargas will wait till the end of the season to decide between Michigan and USC. Everybody wanted him, as you can imagine. He's narrowed it down to those two. Some people say SC has the inside track. I think he's been seen at practice, and I think he was on the sideline during the Florida State game.
Right. I actually saw him down there at the Florida State game.
Did you say anything to him?
I didn't have a chance to say anything to him, but you know, the one thing with him is before the season there was, as you mentioned, so much hype as you can imagine.
Yeah.
We get a chance to look at Miguel Fletcher,
who's already going there, and so
already committed there.
Yeah, they could be teammates there next year.
Right. But you know, getting back to
4th down, 4th and 8. Alemany forced to kick it away. Arredondo lets it bounce. Dead at the 44-yard line. 4:27 now, a 34-yard kick.
So back to Justin Fargas, we get a chance to look at him now. There was so much pressure before the season, you can imagine, with all the colleges trying to recruit him and all the phone calls and letters, I'm sure. He wanted to make a decision before the season started. He decided not to because there was so much going on. He said, look, I'm not going to make a decision after the year, which is the best thing for him to do. He narrowed it down to 2 schools, from what we understand. And he said he doesn't want to talk about it at the end of the year. That way he can concentrate on what he needs to do, help Notre Dame win, get back to the CIF championship, and go from there.
Oh, Fargas says the music makes the student body dance. As you can see, they've been doing it all night long, and Fargas's numbers are huge. So was that one, 36-7. Pitch in the backfield to Matt Lutz, who's in at tailback now, a sophomore. I wonder now if we've seen the end of Justin Fargas. You saw him on the sideline, the offense is on the field, and really with this, you know, with a 29-point lead, it'd be silly to leave him out there.
Right,
New quarterback as well. John Brewster is in at QB.
You're right.
So Kevin Reddy going to the bench a little bit now.
Right, time to give everybody else a chance to play. You know, that's the one thing, everybody works hard. Your backups work hard, just as hard as the starters during the week. And so for them to get a chance to play on Friday night in front of their mom, dad, sister, brothers, and all that kind of stuff.
Thursday night lights.
It's a great opportunity.
Brewster turns and pitches to Lutz to the 48-yard line. He doesn't look half bad. John, let me get back to Fargas. We talked about his excuse, or his reason, I guess, for not choosing a school right now. He said it was too much pressure. He wants to put it off to the end of the season. Well, you know, logically, you'd say, well, make the decision, get it over with, and there's no more pressure, and you can just enjoy. When you came out of Almont, a lot of schools wanted you. When did you decide? When did you commit to USC?
I waited to the end also. And the reason was because, you know, with the colleges, they try to cater to you because they know, you know, you're young, you're a high school player. You have to love the attention. And if you let that continue to go on, the phone calls begin to get a little bit monotonous and be an incomplete pass. But, you know, the phone calls tend to get a little bit monotonous, and it's just an ongoing process. It's just easier to concentrate on football and wait and realize that it will be there.
So he's told these schools, okay, leave me alone, I'll make my decision. But will Michigan and USC leave him alone?
I don't think so. I think they just call once in a while just to say, Justin, how you doing? And then, you know, but they're not, the hardcore recruiting process is pretty much on a, you know, a lower key. And he has to deal with a lot of other things, the media and, you know, all the other things he has to deal with. You know, Kevin Rooney thought it was going to be a problem coming into the year, but he said that Justin's handled it great, and it's been no problem.
If Justin sends the tape of this game down to SC, I think John Robinson will start picking up his dry cleaning. 3:05 to play, 36-7. Fargas is on the sideline. And John, well done tonight, to say the least. 3 touchdowns, he's been all over the place. He's really been the difference. And that 75-yard run was so impressive, but I'll tell you, some of the shorter runs where he's breaking tackles and spinning and showing his strength have been
Right.
Almost as impressive.
Right. Those are the things you really, when you can really find out what a tailback has in them, the things you can appreciate are the tough yards. The yards that the offensive line gets for you, that's one thing, but the yards you create for yourself, that's what separates the great ones.
4th down and 3 for Notre Dame. The ball, the 48-yard line of Alemany. And Placentia in to kick it away. Average is just about 40 yards of kick, and a good chance for him to place one here. Last time he took it left, kicked it out of bounds. Let's see if he does that again. Take this one right down the hash mark. Scott gets away from it. This one, this can be a nice kick and great coverage by Notre Dame. So good special teams there by the Knights. That's where Alemany will put it in play. 252, a 46-yard kick. Fenton down there. Fenton's had a good night. He's had some big hits. He's had 2 interceptions to start the year. Boy, defensively, it's so much fun to get off to a good start. You just take a look at head man Kevin Rooney.
Well, Kevin Rooney has to be particularly happy with his team's performance. You know, the thing is, we all know what Justin Fargas can do, but he has to be happy with the overall performance of the offensive line, the defense, who, as I mentioned before, only has 2 returning starters. So I'm sure that he's very pleased with their performance tonight, and they look good as far as holding up the number 8 ranking in the state.
18 years for Kevin Rooney at Notre Dame. Give up the middle, loose ball, picks on the rug. And this ball's in the end zone, waiting on the official call, and somebody has their arms up. I think it's a touchdown. Touchdown for Notre Dame. Let's see who comes up with it at the bottom of the pile. That's Kevin Bugavero. That's the first time we've called Kevin's name all night, the junior.
Miguel Fletcher, I don't know if he got the didn't get the handoff clean, or if he was just stripped when he got it. But he obviously left without the ball, and the ball rolling around the end zone. You see they're discussing that same situation now to see if it was a problem with the handoff or not.
Yeah, Scott Marshall's asking him exactly what happened. Placentia back on again. Low snap, good hold. David DeMartinez, quarterback, with a good hold there. And they added on. 43-7, Notre Dame. Now again, next week we're back with you on Thursday nights. Second offering of the high school game of the week here on Fox Sports West 2. Modern Day and St. John Bosco. Old Catholic school rivalry. The Angelus League. You're not old enough to remember the Angelus League, are you?
Oh, unfortunately, I was a participant in the Angelus League. I don't want to talk.
Was it still the Angelus League?
It was the Angelus League when I was back there. We're not going to talk about how long ago.
That was great football, though. I'll tell you what, on Friday nights, my dad had dragged me all over Southern California to watch those games. 5, 6, 8, 10,000 people at those things. Right. St. Paul, Pius X.
Tremendous excitement.
Modern Day Servite, of course, with Larry Toner down there. Oh, yeah, and of course, and I'm wondering why you didn't say it, Bishop Alma.
I was going to give you the chance to bring up my alma mater, but
why, you never wait the other times.
I know, I had, for the first time, you know, it's the first game of the year. I had plenty of other times to plug Bishop Alma throughout the rest of the year.
That game next Thursday night, Modern Day and St. John Bosco at 7 o'clock. Kevin Rooney talking to his guys on the sideline. It has been all Notre Dame tonight as Placentia does that weird push-up thing again. We still haven't figured that out.
It's unique, though. Nobody else, I haven't seen another kicker use it.
We've got a good night on campus here. Sherman Oaks, Notre Dame High School. Ball dropped by Fletcher and picked up. Driven back. Chris Matty. Matty with nowhere to go with that one, really. He just picked it up after Fletcher dropped it. Mike McGee with the tackle for Notre Dame. Well, it was close. After one quarter, it was 7-0, and then Alemany scored. It was 7-7. We thought we had a ball game. Alemany was all fired up, but Notre Dame came back. They scored on their very next play, and then got the ball back and scored again on their first play, and all of a sudden it's 20-7.
Right, they had some big strikes, and the big plays are what they had to eliminate to even have a chance in this game, and they didn't do that, obviously, and that's what Notre Dame exploded for all these points.
Keeping it up the middle, P.J. Arguello. Oh, we've talked about Fargas a little bit. What are your impressions of Miguel Fletcher so far?
Well, really the thing that's impressed me the most about him tonight is his intensity that he plays with. He plays hard. I mean, his team is down. His team was 1-9 last year, but he still plays with intensity. He hasn't had the game that he wanted, obviously, tonight, but he has a bright future in front of him, and I think this team has a bright season in front of him as long as they can start to eliminate some of the mistakes.
Miguel Fletcher, 14 carries, 75 yards against a very good defense. And I'll tell you, he got most of those in his last 7 carries. Here he is again, number 7, Miguel Fletcher, adding on. Across the 25 out to the 27-yard line. And look at Miguel Fletcher, firing back up and back to the huddle. You got to love to see that in a high school kid. You know, nobody could blame him putting his tail between his legs and wandering back to the huddle, feeling sorry for himself. But he's all fired up, and it shows a lot of character.
You're right. He continues to run hard. This time he gets to the outside, he lowers his shoulder, gets all the yards he can. I mean, but you can't completely, like you said, blame Miguel Fletcher. The supporting cast has a lot to do with it. He hasn't had the same holes to create the same type of opportunities as Justin Fargas has tonight.
And here's Fletcher again. There's some good downfield blocking. He cuts it back inside. Fletcher out to the 43-yard line. Good for him. Getting a little pub here late.
Right, he just continues to play hard, which is something that also will rub off on your teammates. When your teammates see how hard you're playing, you being the quote-unquote superstar of your team, then that tends to rub off, and then other guys will try to pick up the pace.
He's a nice kid. We talked to him before the game, and last year he wore 22, and I asked him, I said, what's with the 7? He said, well, I always wore 7, but last year on the varsity, 7 wasn't available. We didn't have a 7, so I wore 22. I showed up tonight. I'm looking for 22, and I said, who's that guy wearing 7? He looks pretty good. He says that's his number. The inside to the freshman, DeAndre Scott, has already got a touchdown tonight. Bouncing off guys and all the way inside the 45. The official throwing a flag right on top of the play. I'll check what that is. And there's another guy that has a very bright future for Alemany. I'll tell you, it's going to be a long time before I forget about this kid. I think we're going to hear about him. He's just a freshman.
Right, he has 4 years left in front of him. He's made some tremendous plays in a little bit of time that we've seen him tonight, but he'll definitely be a feature in the Alemany offense in the future.
Yeah. And it's funny because we didn't hear a lot about him coming in. You see him walking off the penalty, a face mask. He'll move it ahead. But I bet you he's a go-to guy next week.
Right. Well, as a freshman, of course, we're not going to hear about him this early in the season, but I guarantee you next week, Alemany's next opponent will definitely be aware of what he can do.
All right, 51 seconds to go. P.J. Arguello now takes the pitch. Takes snap and pitches it to Fletcher. Inside the 30 down to the 20. They're going to mark it all the way down to the 26-yard line for him. 38 seconds to go. A whistle and a timeout. So Jim Bonds and the Indians now are going to try to put one more in the end zone. And really that's, something that they hope will carry over to next week. Leave on a positive note. Try and get one more in the end zone.
Right. I really like the coaching here of Jim Bonds. You're exactly right. He could sit on it, let the clock run out, and go home. But he wants to teach these guys that, first of all, to play 4 quarters. The game's not over until it's over. And no matter what, you're always going to compete. And that's something that, from the coaching staff, that you instill into your players, and it sort of trickles down the ladder.
Kevin Rooney has discarded the headset. He's done for the night. 38 seconds. Of course, now his work really starts as he goes home and breaks down the tape.
Yeah, well, that's the one thing that coaches do. They put in a lot of overtime. Jim Bonds has a lot of overtime in front of him also.
On that last carry, Miguel Fletcher now over 100 yards for the night. 100 even for him on 17 carries.
Well, I think that's good for him. And, it's a big game, and it makes it a very respectable night. He averaged over 5 yards a carry, so you can't downplay what he's done tonight. He's just, the unfortunate circumstances, the big plays for Notre Dame have just killed him.
Well, how about this? We got, SC already has Fletcher. They're trying to get Fargas, and they're also trying to get the other big back out here, Sutan McCullough.
They're trying to get everyone.
Yeah.
I think
that would be very, and they have Maliapo McKenzie down there, a freshman who came up from Capo Valley, and they have Charlie Landrigan, who is the fullback at Capo Valley as well.
Right. Well, the one thing about the guys that you've mentioned, they're all great athletes. Everybody wonders, if I go to SC, will I be able to play tailback? Well, no, they all won't play tailback. But at the high school level, you put your best player at tailback because they handle the ball the most. In the case of Miguel Fletcher, I see him moving to a different position, most likely in the future.
2nd down and 8 from the 26-yard line. Miguel Fletcher on the delay. Hit once, spins, breaks it outside. Miguel Fletcher inside the 10-yard line. Nice 17-yard pickup for Fletcher. 117 yards now on 18 carries. And he is pumped. I like him. I like this kid.
Right. Well, he's had a very impressive drive, especially this last drive. He's put the team on his back. He's not bounced up as quick. That's a sign he's getting a little bit tired, but he still looks good. And you see a nice spin move as he breaks the tackle right there, gets to the outside. takes the ball inside the 10-yard line.
He was one step from breaking it, too. 15 seconds to go. Whistle, timeout, Alemany. Jim Bonds will walk out and talk to his offensive unit. I like this, though. I like them trying to put the ball in the end. I know a lot of people here are saying, just let it run out, Coach. Let's go home. It's all over. But, you know, the season isn't over. It's just getting started for Alemany. He's trying to put a positive spin on this one.
Exactly. He's also trying to change the look of this program. As you mentioned, there's already 2 guys that have transferred here from other schools to play for Jim Bonds. And now that he's here and he looks like he's going to be a mainstay in Alemany from what I can see, because they have done some good things tonight. The thing is, he suffers from not enough players. There's only 43 guys on the roster. Those are all things that, as the program gets better, will improve.
Well, it's high school football here tonight, but of course, Fox brings you football on all levels, college and pro, Wednesday on Fox Sports West. A behind-the-scenes look, the NFL on NFL Total Access. And that's followed by hardcore football hosted by Ronnie Lott, Tom Brenneman, and Bill Moss. NFL coverage like no other network. That's NFL Total Access and hardcore football Wednesday at 5 on Fox Sports West.
Who else would be in hardcore football than Ronnie Lott?
Ronnie Lott.
You got to put him in hardcore football.
Well, what a great career he had, huh? Fletcher trying to pump everybody up. 15 seconds to go, and he's talking to everybody in the backfield. Arguello, the new quarterback for Alemany, and the old T here. This is what we used to run in Pee Wee football.
The old wing T. The first time we get a look at the
3 guys.
2 tight end, 3 running back.
He's got the Scott
formation.
brothers behind him. This is Deion Scott. I thought he was gonna pitch it. Deion Scott around the corner, going for the cone. Give it to him. That's a touchdown. Deion Scott, great effort. I thought he was gonna pitch it back to Fletcher.
I thought it was too. But I tell you, the one thing about that run is we get a chance to look at it. Fletcher was the lead blocker on the run, and nobody was happier that they scored a touchdown than Miguel Fletcher, and he was the blocker. So that's a great sign of the future here in Alemany.
Take a look at it again.
We get a chance to see Deion Scott get to the outside. He shows some good speed. As you see Miguel Fletcher talk about throws the key block to get into the end zone. And
he's in.
He dove for that end zone.
Watch 7 again. Watch Fletcher right here. Throws a big shoulder ahead of the play, right there.
Big block.
That's the one that got him in.
To actually get him in, you're right.
7 seconds to go in the game, and the Indians going for 2, down 43-13. Arguello rolls, throws the lob in the corner to Scott again. 43-15, so it'll look better in the headline tomorrow anyway.
Well, Deion Scott gets a chance to redeem himself. You know, he had a earlier drop tonight, but he gets a touchdown, a 2-point conversion.
Well, I don't want to stir things up there in Mission Hills, but do we have a quarterback controversy now all of a sudden? Clausen and Arguello. Clausen played a good game, but Arguello's looked pretty good.
He has looked good, and that's the one thing that Jim Bonds might have been looking for in changing quarterbacks, to get a little spark in the offense. He has looked good, but I think it's going to give them an option. I don't know what he would think about next week. I like the way Clausen played tonight myself. But now he knows he also has a great backup quarterback that he can go to when he needs a spark, and that's what he got tonight.
Clausen's a sophomore, and Arguello is a senior. We haven't seen Arguello. Maybe work him in somewhere else. He looks like a pretty good athlete.
Well, that's the one thing about being a senior, especially at the high school level. You have seen it all, and you're a little bit more mature, and you're able to do things like that, which is come in late and give your team a spark.
You see Jim Bonds walking through the troops and keeping the spirits up, talking to his guys. He's a very positive guy, a very nice young man, just 28 years of age. And I know he doesn't believe it right now, but he's got a real good future ahead of himself in high school football. All he has to do is look across the field at Kevin Rooney, a guy who's already won a CIF title and almost won a second one last year, got all the way to the finals. Rooney lost 25 league games his first 3 years here at Notre Dame. They didn't fire him. They stuck with him, and look what he's built. Same thing could happen over at Alemany. Arzu. Rod has a touchdown, and now he's got a bruise. Johnny Walker. And, you know, I've been hurt by Johnny Walker myself, but he wasn't a football player.
He probably didn't hit that hard.
Yes, he did.
In the morning.
Yes, he did.
In the morning it hit that hard.
1 second left, and you just have to assume that Notre Dame would just take the air out of the ball and go on in with their first victory of the season. It hasn't been a good second half for Notre Dame. That's one thing that they can build on, and I'm sure Rooney will underscore that. You know, not let the guys get inflated with their first 2 quarters. The last 24 minutes, they were a little bit flat. They had a big lead, 26-point lead coming out of the locker room, and so I think maybe their attention was diverted.
Right, well, being flat is what you would probably expect with the big lead, but that's what he'll use next week, I guarantee, to get his team fired up for next week, how poorly they played, quote-unquote, in the second half.
You bet. Quick inside handoff, and that is going to end things. Notre Dame, 43, Alemany, 15. Kevin Rooney, another victory. He has built this program up, trying to get back to the CIF finals. We will come back to Notre Dame High School in Sherman Oaks in the Valley. Some final words on our initial Fox Sports West 2 High School Game of the Week.
With its refined handling and real-time four-wheel drive, the Honda CR-V is such a practical and fun way to get things done that you just might wish you had more to do.
It's here. It's hot. It's pennant fever. The boys in blue battle the Bayhounds in the race to the top. Dodgers Giants. Wednesday at 7:30 on Fox Sports West 2. They're bigger, faster, stronger than ever. And when school pride is on the line, these kids settle it on the field. It's the ARCO AM/PM High School Football Game of the Week. Next Thursday, Mater Dei battles St. John Bosco at 7.
I know I'm not here expecting, but I am Michael Jordan, chairman of the board of the College Fund. By keeping tuition costs down, bright, deserving kids get a shot at going to college. Because let's face it, no matter how gifted you are,
we all could use a little help. Please support the College Fund. Mine is a terrible thing to waste.
Want to go one-on-one?
Math, a four-letter word, right? Hey, you don't need that.
Why design the world's newest chips?
When you could be flipping the world's oldest burgers. Hey, wait a minute. This is math. Geometry, algebra.
No pocket protectors here.
But you're cruising without math. Yeah, right. Take a good look.
That's math staring back at you.
Not a problem, man. It's an answer. Call NACME. We'll tell you what you need to do.
Back on campus, Notre Dame High School, Sherman Oaks, the very first Fox Sports West 2 High School Football Game of the Week in the books. Knights, Notre Dame 43-15 over the Indians of Alemany. Your impressions, John? Pretty good Notre Dame team.
They are very good. We got a chance to see a very explosive offense. An offense that looks like they're going to be carry the team. You know, they're going to be the focus of the team. The offense is going to have to score points. As we talked, the defense last year only had two returning starters. The defense carried the team last year. It'll be the offense this year.
And the thing that I liked is they show a real strong passing game. David DeMartinez putting up some big numbers at quarterback as Kevin Rooney addressing the troops one more time. And yeah, he says, give yourselves a round of applause. Take a look at it there. Big numbers all over the board on the Notre Dame side of the ledger.
Right. Well, you see 470 total yards. You know, you almost have 500 yards in one night. That's unbelievable. The biggest key stat for Notre Dame, though, 0 in the turnover column. That's the one thing that Kevin Rooney has to be happy with, that he wants to probably improve, or continue as the season goes on. No turnover. That's very impressive.
Yeah, last time we checked, Fargas was 271 yards and 3 touchdowns. What a great night he had. Well, next week we expect another good one. Mater Dei and St. John Bosco. That game at Cal State Fullerton, 7 o'clock on Fox Sports West 2. Thursday, you'll be there, won't you, John?
I'll be there. I'll be there. Mater Dei, the champions last year, right?
Yeah, that's right. National champions last week and the Division I champions under Bruce Rollinson, Mater Dei. Well, that is going to do it here from Notre Dame High School in Sherman Oaks. One more time, the Knights of Notre Dame, 43-15 over Alemany. For John Jackson, Bill Irwin, your director, Mark Shaw, your producer, and of course, Brian Mitchell down on the field. I'm Jim Watson. Thanks very much. One more time, Notre Dame 43, Alemany 15. We'll see you next week at Cal State Fullerton, Mater Dei and St. John Bosco on the Fox Sports West 2 High School Football Game of the Week.